glory.
And now it's time for the pageantry of high school football in the coal regions on your live local sports leader T102 and streaming at T102radio.com. Competitive, opposition, contention, conflict are alternative ways to define a rivalry. But between Williams Valley and Tri-Valley, the only way to sum tonight's game up in one word is war. The battle about to unfold between the Vikings and Bulldogs isn't just about gaining the top seed in the District 11 playoff race. Bragging rights are at stake. Williams Valley was a preseason favorite entering the year, with Bryce Herb returning to pilot the offense, along with an experienced line and Jesse Engel's sure hands. Big things were expected in Williamstown. However, close games have brought their own sets of questions. For Tri-Valley, a late start to the season left folks to wonder what was going to come out of Higgins. The Bulldogs have relied heavily on Chase Herb's running ability to steamroll their first three opponents. But the Wild Pack on defense has been unyielding this season, only allowing 14 points total in their first three outings. Forget the past, records, stats, none of that matters tonight. Can the Bulldogs continue to lead the pack and remain unbeaten? Or will the Vikings pull it all together and pick up the victory at home? We're between the pines tonight as Tri-Valley is at Williams Valley next on T102 Sports. The T102 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following community-minded sponsors. Black Rock Truck and Equipment. We focus on one customer at a time. You. Joe Thur's Automotive. Get world-class repairs by a world-class technician. Daywall and Legal Hardware Incorporated, Schuylkill County's Harmon Stove headquarters. Mac Tools, they're not just tools, they're Mac Tools. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. TB Landscaping Supply, make your property the all-star in your neighborhood. HB Steel & Sons Oil Company, providing year-round comfort since 1947. The Burke Schuylkill Oil Heat Association, modern oil heat, warm, safe, and reliable. Aaron Sale and Lease, trust Chet and find the big score. CACL Financial, you won't find a better fiduciary relationship anywhere. Easy rent to own. Bad credit, no problem. Everyone's approved. OIP Pottsville, where the food is flame smoking good. Wiener Iron and Metal Incorporated, recycling for our future. Phoenix Physical Therapy. At Phoenix, you can recover, recharge, and rise. Rinaldi Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Drive happy. Vito Rinaldi Chevrolet. Check out the all-star lineup on the Gold Star Highway. Adelphia Seafood. There's fresh and there's Adelphia Fresh. Fish and seafood so fresh, you'll swear it was just reeled in. Reynolds Consumer Products. We create products people love. MI Windows and Doors, the clear choice. There's a lot that goes on behind our windows. Sunbury Motor Company. SMC is where you want to be. The T102 High School Football Game of the Week is also made possible by the following local businesses.
NFI Industries. We pride ourselves on delivering completely customized supply chain solutions, no matter the industry. Rodnick's Discount Groceries. Check out the savings each week. Tell them Joey sent you. Valley Precision Tool and Technology, working on the cutting edge of technology every day. Sosar Physical Therapy. 3 convenient locations in Frackville, Shenandoah, and Higgins. Palmer H. Reed Motor Sales, Western Schuylkill County's largest Ford dealership. Universal Forest Products. We build structures, products, and dreams, and a lot of opportunity along the way. Paint and Place, working out the dents and bruises on your ride from those roadway mishaps. and Kenny Stair & Sons, straight from our farm to your home. Don't forget our farm markets on Fridays and Saturdays. It's time to head between the pines in Williamstown as the Tri-Valley Bulldogs and Williams Valley Vikings are set to mix it up. Here's our broadcast team of John Powers and Chaz Hepler.
Welcome to the Burke Schuylkill Oil Heat Association pregame show tonight from Williamstown, and they'd like to remind all area high school football fans to enjoy the weather outside, and it is a beautiful night tonight, JP.
Fantastic
But
night
stay
to be outside.
warm and cozy inside. Remember, each member dealer is a local full-service company with roots in our community. And John, here we go.
Here we go, the Battle of the Valleys. You can't say it any better than that. 63rd meeting of these two teams. And, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I've said this often. There's no better place to go to see a football game, and I'll say this, than the community of Williams Valley. Just great to be here. The people are great. Two good coaches. Everybody pointing to this game tonight, Chaz, has great implications.
Humongous implications, John. In fact, the implications so big in this ball game for the District 11 playoff race, with Tri-Valley getting a late start to their season. They're in the driver's seat right now, but this game could speak volumes for Williams Valley if they plan on jumping into that one spot.
And there's no question. And when you look at the two teams, I mean, Tim's kids 5-1, Jeff's kids 3-0. No big deal there. You look, though, at, I think, the only significant game they played against the same teams was, of course, the Monterey area game. Monterey area, Williams Valley takes out 28-20, but the Bulldogs in their second game of the year took them out 40-7. They've been putting up impressive numbers. The Bulldogs averaging 48 points a game, giving up 5. Williams Valley, 36 points a game, giving up 21. Been in a couple of shootouts.
Indeed. Well, John, you had an opportunity to catch up with both coaches coming into this game, and I think you had an interesting wrinkle with these Bulldogs and Chase Herb and the running attack that Jeff Sampson has in store.
No question. Two teams that have very different philosophies, at least this year, that got them to their successes.
Well, John, let's hear from the head coach of the Bulldogs, Jeff Sampson, coming into tonight's ball game.
Jeff Sampson, welcome back to the program. It's been a while, but your Bulldogs are certainly off to a great start. Take us back, first of all, through those first 3 games, and then we'll talk about the Battle of the Valleys.
In the first game, Shenandoah, we hadn't had any other than 3 weeks of practice prior to the game, and we had no scrimmage. So, we were a little bit curious to how the kids would come in and react, and whether they were game ready and so forth. But they responded very well and came out to play, and things went well for us that night. And, we were pleasantly not surprised, but impressed with their play, considering the fact that we hadn't had a scrimmage, and we had 3 weeks of practice. We didn't have any over the summer work, so it went well, and we kind of carried that over to Monterey, who had I thought a really, really good squad. Their quarterback is a tough player. Carried that over until Monterey and last week against Marion. So, the kids are playing well, and there doesn't seem to be any hiccups or, bumps in the road because we hadn't been on the field prior to, September 14th. So, we're looking forward to Friday night.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about that offense. I mean, your rushing offense, Jeff, has just been awesome. Almost 350 yards a game, averaging 48 points. But what I'm looking at is in those 3 games, giving up an average of about 5 points a game and not giving up a total of 100 yards per game with your defense. Let's talk about that defense first. Who are some of your leaders on that defensive line and your linebackers and your secondary?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've done very well on defense. I attribute that to the coaching with Coach Strippower and Coach Bowman. They have them ready, and I think our front line is very, very strong and very quick. Chase Herb is one DN, and Jacob Shive is the other DN, and Cam Carlin we have at one tackle, and Justice Troutman at the other, and we move.
Secretary Erica Sims, drumline captains Faith Rebuck and Jacqueline Musselman, and color guard captain Mackenzie Bordner. The band is directed by Mr. Matthew Paul Haas, assisted by Ms. Blair Boyer, with guard instruction by Miss Gia D'Ignazio. These are hard times. Many people are stressed. Many people are exhausted. Many people are vulnerable. They face uncertainty, and disease has struck. These are the conditions in 1854 that Stephen Foster found himself in.
You want to sit here?
Arranged by Jeff Knorr, the 2020 edition of the Viking Pride is proud to present Hard Times Come Again No More.
Yeah, as long as you got the
Drum majors, Karen Gerard, Emily Filosa, and Emily Rodson. Is your band ready?
I was 2 yards off. What the station had for Terry. On that field. That's all you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 edition of the Viking Pride Marching Band. These are hard times.
Very excited to have Sampson on the program here tonight, John.
Hey, the great teams want to play other great teams. I mean, I've said that throughout my whole career. You want to play the best. You want to prove it on the field. You don't want somebody just coming up and playing around with silly numbers and who did you beat and who didn't you beat and what's the power rating. Get out the field and do some slobber knocking and get it done. And both these teams are certainly capable of that.
Well, John, it'll be interesting to hear what Tim Savage has to come tonight, because this team is admittedly not been happy at times with this club so far. Had high expectations for the Vikings, but it'll be interesting to see what he says to you before tonight's ball.
Well, and let's be honest. If there's anybody out there who shot Tim's a little blunt once in a while, then you don't know Tim.
Well, what do you say we take a timeout here in the Burke Scoop Oil Heat Association pregame show before we get to that? Remember, Burke Scoop Oil Heat Association members take pride in not only delivering heating oil, but also offering heating and cooling services to satisfy all of your home energy needs. To find your local dealer, visit www.bsoha.org and visit the member search section. We'll talk to Tim Savage. We'll get set for tonight's ballgame, Tri-Valley at Williamstown. The rivalry, well, no introduction is necessary. Back after this on T102 Sports. What time is it? Give me 3. 28's a nice large number.
How you been? How you been, Mike? Good, very good. This is beautiful. My God, this is. Oh yeah, yeah. It is tough finding it sometimes. It's hidden pretty well.
I think he's doing stretches across the leg. I think he's doing calisthenics.
Look at him.
He's styling his trophy.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the squirrel that runs around in my backyard. But I sprayed his ass with red paint to know if he can bet. Yeah.
That's good. I got my Mountain Dew first. She was getting cream.
He's still looking for
I bet. Karina. She needs his now.
No, this is just me.
Oh, that's yours? Okay.
Oh, good. And Val would have wanted Greg to do a game like that. He absolutely would have. Dates for when playoffs will start. So we may be doing Friday and Saturday, possibly. You think there'll be any afternoon games?
They only have three or four. That's because they started like a month late.
Why did he change that commercial? That was a brand new one. Association pregame show. Now, I don't know where Joey
played hard, and since then, unwell.
These are hard times, but hard times will come again no more. Please join the band in spreading good positivity across the valley. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 edition of the Viking Pride Marching Band. The band wishes to express its appreciation to the school board, administration, faculty, and staff of the Williams Valley School District for their continuing support of music education in the Valley, and sends a hearty thank you to all of the band boosters.
Combination routes, if you do your own thing, it messes up the whole play. And, we've been struggling around trying to find our most consistent option at the running back spot. So offensively, we're finding our way, trying to polish things up, and we keep gathering the wins, which is the good part. The bad part is you're not playing your best football, so we got to keep working towards that. And defensively, we haven't played good all year, really, and went out there at Haven. We had a nice night there. We tackled what we seen and took it to the ground, and the Garing kid and
the other boy there, the fullback, they ran hard, and our guys were up for the challenge. So it's nice to see the defense play better. So now we got our arch rival, big nemesis, the Valley next door, and we're ready to go.
Well, and you're looking at this game. I mean, nobody in the area doesn't think this is the biggest game of the week. Tim, and you go up against Jeff Sampson's kids. They got a late start, but are they on a roll? You talk about what you do best. They're rushing for almost 350 yards a game. They're only giving up 93 yards in total offense in a game. Tell us about your prep for this as opposed to a team that, let's say, threw a lot more.
Our whole focus coming in is going to trying to limit. I don't think it's possible to really shut Chase Herb down, but we can limit what he's able to do out there. And, their second option then would be Jake Shive. He runs the ball hard between the tackles. He'd be another concern. And, right now it's just pot committed to stopping their running attack. We've not seen them do anything else yet. I mean, I know the kid's returning at quarterback, and he's a capable quarterback, but, it doesn't necessarily translate with what's the line up front doing pass protection-wise, how the backs pass protect or the receivers run. So there's a lot of unknowns there as far as their passing game goes. And I think we're the first test that they're going to see. We'll see how they defend us, and they move some parts around. Some of their better players play several different positions on the defense line. And we just got to find them and manipulate our play calling to take advantage of these mismatches. So something's definitely going to give. They've only given up 14 points all year, and I don't even know if any of them were the opponent's starters. I mean, they may have given up points in late half of the games. They've been keeping people total offense under 100, and they've been putting up 350 or so of themselves, so we'll see where that all lands out when the game's over.
Well, you bring up a great point, Tim, because you've only really seen them do one thing in 3 games, and that is jam the ball down people's throats. But you mentioned McGrath. He hasn't thrown any interceptions. He has 2 touchdown passes. You can't ignore that part of it just because they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, no, we don't know what we're going to see. I mean, they have no reason to throw the ball in the first 3 weeks. They're going up against some teams struggling defensively, and Chase is a big guy back there carrying the ball. So, I mean, he's a load, and, they just kind of had their way. So we've been suspect to defending the run the past 2 years. So there's an opportunity for them to continue to have that success. Overall, it's a much better football team than what they've faced so far this season.
Oh, yeah. Now, looking at your side, I read the articles all the time. Tim, you were a little disappointed with some things in the last game. But one guy that stands out to me, doing 2 of your games and now a third one, is Willard. He has just done and been so consistent all year long. Talk about how important he is, not only running the ball, but in receiving the ball.
He's been very important. He's getting better blocking as our fullback. I mean, I wish we could put some weight on him here, but, we'll have to wait till next year for that. But he understands the offense. He's a football savvy, just like a smart kid with it. He has great hands. I just don't really have anyone else at fullback. He'd be suited to play like a slot receiver. He's definitely talented with his hands, and he runs great routes. So, I need him back there in the backfield. And, Friday out at Haven is, my number 1 guy, Jake, is just hobbled around on his ankle. And then Brady Evans hasn't played in 3 weeks. And Jesse was just getting jammed by a defensive end. Then he'd run into a corner and then a safety over top of that. So, I mean, Haven was definitely pot committed to just taking him out, taking Jesse out of the game. And so our offense was very bland. There was things we had in there that as the game was weaning on, like we didn't see the ball very much. They were holding the ball, running the clock, short possessions. So there's a lot of things that we didn't show or we didn't do that, we'll have to break out this week here on Friday night.
Yeah, and you mentioned Herb to Engel. You cannot get away from that duo. Herb at almost 1,400 yards already, outstanding year. But you had mentioned turnovers, 11 interceptions on the year. How do you look at that thing and say, hey, we got to be more careful with the football when we are throwing it?
Well, 3 of them were guys trying to make a play and, reaching back for the ball if it wasn't a precise throw and get batted up in the air. 3 definitely are just receivers just trying to help Bryce out and make a play, which I'm not pinning on anybody. Then there's 2 interceptions that we just lost our mind at the receiver spot. Instead of running a post corner, we just continue with the post, or we just run a wheel instead of coming back. We just keep going. Different things there where we're miscommunicating. And then the rest are just on Bryce with just bad throws. I think a lot of it is some of the games we've been in. He has every opportunity to take risks. We're the superior team on the field, and if he throws 2 or 3 picks, it's not costing us the game. The thing is we need to understand that, or he needs to understand that when it comes time and you're playing against opponents that have a nice team, the carelessness and the risk-taking's got to stop.
Well, Tim, at this point in the season, you bring out a great point. Carelessness has to stop, but it still is that great matchup. So good luck against Jeff Sampson and his Bulldogs.
Thank you very much.
John, there you have it. Tim Savage ready for tonight's ball game as the Vikings hosting the Bulldogs of Tri-Valley. Now, this game is so big, right? It's so big that the sports director has decided to get off the sidelines. Well, he's on the sidelines tonight, but get off the sidelines and get into the game. So we're going to talk about our Lehigh Valley Health Network injury report because sports injuries or other orthopedic needs, Lehigh Valley Physicians Group is just a phone call away. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rate in the region. Learn more at lvhn.org/sportsmedicine or call 888-402-LVHN. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. And our partner tonight, the one, the only, the venerable Bill Tidmore. Bill, is anybody on the list?
What an introduction. Hey, thank you. No, nobody's on the list. The list is clear, good to go. The Vikings, of course, are looking forward to the return of Brady Evans and getting some reps in. And let's say it the way it is, right? This is the old slobber knocker that you've called for a number of weeks. It's going to be a good one between the Dogs and the Vikings.
With that, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to get our easy rent-own keys to the game. Tri-Valley, Williams Valley, right here on WAVT Pottsville.
Football.
Welcome back, Burke Schuylkill Oil Heat Association pregame show winding down. But JP, it's time to talk about keys to the game here tonight. No credit, bad credit, no worries. Everybody gets approved. John, what's your easy rent-to-own keys to tonight's ball game?
Turnovers. Team that takes care of the ball the best will win this game. Chaz, I really believe it. And Jeff and Tim are both the same kind of coaches that will look their kids square in the eye and say, do your job, and we win this thing. Part of the job, taking care of the football. I really do think it'll be turnovers.
Interesting you bring that to the table here tonight, as a turnover bug, I would think, for Williams Valley is not in their favor.
That overall, that is correct. Again, now, McGrath has only thrown the ball 21 times. He has no interceptions against him. You look at the other side, 134 attempts for Herb and 11 interceptions. But you heard Tim said a couple of those are tip balls and so on. But I really believe that's going to be the difference in the ball game.
All right. Well, Bill, we've got you down there. We're going to use you tonight. What's your easy rent-to-own keys in tonight's ball game?
I'm going up front, right? Who's going to win the line of scrimmage between the Dogs and the Vikings? I think that's where the game gets won tonight. Who is the team that advantage Tri-Valley coming in as far as running the football, but don't forget the Dogs have not had to play 4 quarters yet. They've played 3 games, haven't been tested. So even if the Dogs have a lead into that second half, do they have enough gas in the tank up front to continue to play that type of game and play 4 quarters of football? So up front and playing 4 quarters, Chaz.
You know, that's interesting you bring that up because, you know, not only 4 quarters of football these Tri-Valley kids have not had to play, they also haven't had to play 6 games to get to week 7. Like, that's a big piece to this puzzle, too. What do they bring to the table?
And they haven't been tested down the stretch late in football games, right? So, again, if this game's close in the 4th quarter, the Vikings have proven they didn't quit against Mount Carmel. They came back how many times against Nativity, down 3 touchdowns at one point, down 2 touchdowns another point in the second half. So we know the Vikings, you know, aren't going to pack the luggage and quit in this game, and you don't think the Bulldogs are either. But let's see, you know, don't want to push it along too far, but let's see what kind of game we get into the second half.
Well, the biggest surprise out here, 47 people have already tried to sack the sideline reporter when they found out it was Bill.
The kick on the ground here for the Vikings.
Aha.
Try a little chicanery quickly, and the Bulldogs will recover, falling on its Lucas Troutman. Tri-Valley will start with the football at their own 38-yard line. Offensively, they set up this way. Cole Mattis and Josh Rijo are the tackles. The guards, Aiden Rudichuk and Jeremy Umbenauer. Justice Troutman, the center. Caden Richards is the tight end. Mason Bolts and Lane Yoder are the receivers. The fullback, Jake Scheib, Chase Herb, the tailback, and Jonas McGrath, the quarterback. Defensively tonight for the Vikings, the ends, Hunter Wolfgang, Mason Evans, the tackles, Isaiah Height, Kobe Bettinger, and the linebackers, Jackson Yoder, Jesse Engel, along with Logan Williard and Isaac Whiteash. And we'll see Herb right off the bat here, barreling his way ahead to the 42-yard line, a 4-yard pickup on first down. Elsewhere in that defense, John Bronson, Kelly Bryce Herb, the defensive backs, along with Jake Herman. So 2nd down and 6 here for Tri-Valley.
Yeah, and there's no question. They're going to come out, run the football, run the football, run the football. Can they throw? You heard Jeff say, absolutely. But if it's not necessary, I think they'll just pound it out in the ground.
3 receiver look. They go to Herb again, straight up the gut, this time only crashing through for a yard. Coming up off the bottom of the pile, Hunter Wolfgang. Pickup of 1 makes it 3rd down and 5.
Well, and they test the middle, Chaz. Now, we have not seen Tri-Valley play yet. I don't know what kind of a sweep kind of football team this is, but their first 2 plays, they're testing the middle of that defensive line for the Vikings.
So 3rd and 5, 2 receivers to the far side of the field. McGrath under center, out from underneath, looking to throw. Has his feet set, lets it rip. The pass is complete. That's going to be Lane Yoder with a reception. Pulled down at the Viking 42-yard line. Coming up to make the stop was Bryce Herb, but it's good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, and he comes out fired. I just say they're going to run this, they're going to run that. Bingo, bango. A big catch by Yoder, 15 yards, and, of course, the first down for the Vikings. For the Bulldogs.
So McGrath looks over the defense, now changing some things in the backfield. Football at the 42-yard line. Straight ahead give is to Scheib this time. Scheib will cross the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Tackle made there by Kobe Bettinger, along with Jackson Yoder. That'll be a gain of about 3, makes it 2nd down and 7.
Well, he's a bull. He is 22 carries on the year, 165 yards. Do the math, that's almost 8 yards a carry.
7 officials.
Yes,
for this
they're
one
everywhere
here tonight.
I'll give you those in a minute.
So here comes McGrath, a little play action, rolling right, fires a BB that's complete. Pass is caught by Caden Richards inside the 30, right around the 27-yard line. Good enough for another Bulldog 1st down. And boy, for a team that folks thought was one-dimensional, certainly showing they are not early, John.
They are not, and Tim had a great line when he talked about that. He said, we don't know. We haven't seen them do these kind of things, so it'll be interesting to see how far that goes.
Ball's on the 22-yard line.
17-yard pickup, man, and McGrath is off and running with that passing game.
Gives to Herb, might have lost a couple on that. Cruz Banda leading the charge for the Vikings. It'll make it 2nd down and 12.
Well, again, the middle of the line has to step up for Williams Valley. They can't allow them to continue to pound it through there.
So the Bulldogs elect to huddle here. Did that on the first play, but haven't so far in the drive. Now slowing the pace a little bit with a receiver each way. McGrath ready to go. Back, quick 3 steps, passes complete to the outside. And coming up with a catch is Mason Bolts. And Bolts will work his way back to the 22-yard line. So a gain of 7 there. JP makes it 3rd and 5.
Boy, I'll tell you what, 10 completions in the first 3 games, and he's 3 for 3 here early in the first quarter.
So we got Jim Toomey out there, John.
Yeah, we have a whole slew out there, as you said. 7, Jim Toomey, Bo Rogers, Jay Richmond, Greg Menser, Dave Lipinski, and Jason Alasakis.
They may be able to run a pretty decent offense themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Herb looking to skip to the outside, has a nice block on the corner. Turns upfield, has the 1st down and more in the Daywald and Lengo red zone go the Bulldogs. Things could be heating up for Tri-Valley as Herb ends up at the 14.
Oh, 8 big yards, but more important, first down, 3rd first down for the Bulldogs here, and quite a way to start the game.
So McGrath going to deploy 2 receivers near side. Back to Herb they go. Herb trying to get to the middle, not going to go where. The ball comes loose. In on the stop for the Vikings was Owen Shoup, and recovering the football for Tri-Valley was Jeremiah Umbenauer. Loss on the play of 5 back to the 20.
Boy, and everybody holds their breath when you see that thing skip out of there, Chaz, but right on top of the ball. So they retain possession, which is the most important thing after the little bit of fumbleitis.
First possession of the night. Here comes Herb straight through again. Will work his way back to the 15, thereabouts.
Herb up the middle.
We've got a timeout on the field. We're going to take 1-2. This one brought to us by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. While there's a break in the action, let's welcome Lehigh Valley Health Network and Lehigh Valley Hospital Schuylkill to the program. They've had the highest orthopedic success rates in the region, sports injuries and more. Call 888-402-LVHN or visit lvhn.org/sportsmedicine. 7:01 left to play, first quarter. Still scoreless between Tri-Valley and Williams Valley right here on T102 Sports.
T102 Sports.
They're down along 11 for Tri-Valley. McGrath play action, rolling to his left. Heavy pressure coming. Uncorks it for the back of the end zone, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jake Herman. And the Vikings avoid the first big blow, but there is a penalty on the field. It's going to be holding against the Bulldogs. That's declined. It'll be Viking football at their own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the Williams Valley offense. Mason Evans as he hiked the tackles, the guards, Braden Shadle, Owen Shoup, the center, Jackson Yoder, the tight end, Jesse Engel. The wideouts will be Jake Urban and Brady Evans, the fullback, Logan Williard, Alex Achenbach, the tailback, and Bryce Herb calling the shots here tonight. Defensively for Tri-Valley, Jake Scheib and Chase Herber, the ends, the tackles, Justice Troutman, Wyatt Algeyer. The linebackers, Levi Murray, Caden Richards, Mason Bolts, and Lane Yoder, Jonas McGrath, and Devin Wirtz, the corners, and Cam Wetzel will play over the top tonight.
That's the 12th interception for the Vikings this year. How about Herman with his 5th?
And the give is to Achenbach to get things started. He's smothered in the backfield by a pack of dogs. And Bill, that interception happened right in front of you. That was a pretty good break on the ball in the back of the end zone.
I tell you, that was classic defensive back play by Herman. I know he was out earlier in the season for the Vikings, and I tell you what, he's a player. He got his hips shifted around in the other direction, got up to the high point, tipped the ball up to himself. Cool, nice play, big interception for the Vikings early.
His hips involved, John. Boy, I didn't know if he was talking about
Flexibility.
That could be the Phoenix physical therapy flexible play of the game if his hips were turning. And here is Herman making a reception on 2nd down and long. Turns about a 6-yard pickup on that.
Yeah,
They're
right
down
in
to
the
5.
button. Good. And again, that all comes down to running a great pattern, and Herman does that so well. It's great to see him back in the lineup along with Evans.
You know, there's a softball statistician who is watching you intently on how you keep your numbers right now.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
She keeps for softball, so this is a little bit different. Here comes Herb looking to throw to the outside. Bryce's pass is incomplete, intended for Herman. No flags on the play. That'll make it 4th down and 5 here at the Viking 25-yard line.
Yeah, incompletion. Very good coverage by the Bulldogs.
Little defensive changeup for the Bulldogs right now. They're taking Chase Herb, who usually plays the defensive end spot or inside linebacker. They're matching him up with Engel all over the field, whether he's split out or if he's tight at the tight end spot. His job is to jam him and not let him get clean releases tonight.
Interesting pickup there by Leslie Visser tonight. I'll tell you what, he is on top of things.
I'm not even going there.
No return on the punt as Hunter Wolfgang the first to get there. Tri-Valley will start their 2nd series from their own 45-yard line. 5:17 left to play here in this first quarter. Still a scoreless ball game.
They ran 11 plays off in that first one, but unfortunately ended up at that big interception by Herman.
It's always good to have Justin Skook News with us again tonight. We missed him on Tuesday, but he's here for the Friday Night Lights. This time, Shive's going to try and work his way ahead. Picks up 1 through the heart of that Viking defense. Coming up big. Banda again in on the stop. Also, Jackson Yoder in on there.
Well, I'll tell you,
last time
the
we've
middle
seen
of that
Yoder,
line,
right?
pretty tough, buddy.
A little bit of a breeze kicking up here. Yeah. I need the shorts tonight. I may pull a coat out early here, John.
Oh, cover the legs. Do us all a favor.
There's McGrath. The give is to Herb. Herb between the right guard and tackle, able to work his way right to midfield. Picks up 4. It'll make it 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, looking for that first down. Of course, Williams Valley not able to start the game at the first down, and now the Bulldogs coming right back trying to get their 4th first down here, but long 5.
McGrath going to set a receiver to each side. Vikings looking for the run. The give is to Herb. Herb looked to the middle, now bounces to the outside, trying to get to the stick. Will get there. Tackle made on the far side of the field by the Vikings. And I believe it's Jake Herman making that stop. Indeed, down to the Viking 43-yard line go the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so Herb with another 7 yards. 8 carries already by Herb.
It's a little scary to see a guy that big be able to bounce to the outside like that on the high school level, isn't it?
Not scary. I mean, it's impressive. Everybody's expecting him to come through the middle, and then boom, when he slipped out there, it was like, whoa, there's Scheib, the smaller of the two that plays fullback. No gain on that run. 2nd down and 10.
Tough going in that middle, but as Bill just said, to see Herb take a bump and then get outside and show that kind of speed, that just adds another dimension to this offense for the Bulldogs.
And the interesting thing, John, we saw this game when Herb was a freshman.
Yes.
And we were pretty impressed with him. He played middle linebacker, but they did give him the ball to run a couple of times that night. It was late in the ball game, and he kind of took over. And Here he's able to backpedal his way for 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8, but we kind of saw this coming then, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. He showed up early and often and has done that throughout his whole career here now at Tri-Valley.
Understand our Mac tools of the game are going to be given in Pennsylvania Dutch. I heard you were brushing up, John.
Well, I brush up with the large tool.
So here comes McGrath looking to throw, pumps once. Here comes the up and out. It's complete. What a catch by Lane Yoder. John, that could be the uplifting play of the game by Black Rock Trucks and Joe Thurs Automotive. Yoder stretching out to pull that one in at the 12-yard line, setting up a 1st down here for the Bulldogs. But, boy, McGrath dropped that right in there. And Yoder, what a play to catch that one.
Well, you got that right. 29 yards, 5th first down, and the Vikings knocking on the door again deep.
2:15 left to play here in this first quarter, still scoreless. Ball at the 12-yard line. McGrath under center. Give is to Herb. Herb straight through, powering his way, bouncing off of tackles inside the 5. And the Bulldogs staying in that Daywald and Lingle red zone. He's hitting up like those Harmon and Heaton Glow stoves.
Boy, right up the gut again, Chaz. I mean, they are really pounding the middle of that line and have to play them very honestly, and you're getting a lot of one-on-ones outside then for McGrath to look for people.
2nd down and 1 after a 9-yard clip. Ball at the 3-yard line. McGrath? Let's see who it's going to be on. McGrath? No, they're going to call it on the defense. Thought McGrath pulled out of there a little early, but it's going to be encroachment to call on the defense. That will be half the distance, and that should be enough to make it 1st and goal.
Yeah, 6 now, 1st downs, and I'll tell you what, Chaz, again, a wonderful drive here. This time they just got to bang it in there. That's all there is to it.
So it'll be 1st and goal right around the 1-yard line. McGrath ready. Going to keep it himself straight ahead, and touchdown for the Bulldogs.
1-yard run.
Tri-Valley strikes first as McGrath calls his own number.
That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Jay Wilcox on to attempt the point after. Left footer. Watch for the sideline. See too many left footers around these days. Here it comes. It's up, and it's good. 1:11 left to play here in the first quarter. It's the Tri-Valley Bulldogs 7, Williams Valley nothing. Back after this on T102 Sports.
Now back to Chaz and JP for local high school football on T102.
Bulldogs cash their chips in first in this one, 7-0 Tri-Valley. John, let's have a Sunbury Motors Company drive summary. How the Bulldogs get it done?
Well, this time took them 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go 9 plays, a total of 55 yards. Of course, McGrath banged it in from the 1-yard line. Wilcox with the kick.
Brady Evans on the return. Nope, actually, John, it's Logan Williard on the return, and Williard's at the 10 and pulled down there. He broke a ton of tackles to get there. Mason Begis making the stop, but not before Williard returns the kick to the Bulldog 2. Could special teams be a big part in this ball game?
Well, I'll tell you what, that young man has had an incredible season, and it doesn't matter which side of the ball he's on, Chaz, running the ball. As far as his defense is concerned, he has 4 interceptions on the year. Running back, kicks, he just is that all-round player that makes things go.
Thought Justin was going to stick a leg out and trip him.
Ooh, no.
First and goal as the Vikings' second possession starts in the red zone. The give this time is to Achenbach. He'll get it to the 1. Coming up to make the stop was Wyatt Allgaier.
Well, we're not going to be talking about a long drive here, Chaz, but again, got to take care of the football. Got to take care of the football here.
At the half-yard line for the Vikings. He's heating up. Stoves from Daywald and Lengle. The give is to Williard, and he's in for a Viking score. Tri-Valley answers right, or Williams Valley answers Tri-Valley right back on a sensational kick return here by the Vikings.
Yeah, it is only right that Williard takes it in, man. I'll tell you what, again, a great season. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. He also has a touchdown with the interception return.
So the extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and we're knotted at 7 between Tri-Valley and Williams Valley, right here on T102 Sports.
Your local high school football connection.
Wow, Logan Williard can run, Logan Williard can power, and we've got a 7-7 ball game here, John. Not a lot of math to do on that one, but enough.
No, 34 seconds. 2 plays, 3 yards. The total rushing, 1-yard run by Willard and Rafferty. The kick, but it was that 87-yard return that really set it up.
Another ground ball kickoff here by the Vikings. Picked up by Levi Murray. Murray scoops that up and brings it back to the 45-yard line, and the Dogs will start there once again.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the philosophy there. That's twice we've seen the Vikings kick off. Squibbed it both times. I thought, maybe they're trying to keep the ball away from Herb, deep. He wasn't even on the field there. So that's not the strategy.
No, sir.
And again, we haven't seen them play, so we don't know if this is something they've done more often.
Chase Herb bulling his way ahead on this carry. Very close to the first down marker. Picks up roughly 9. Coming up to make the stop for the Vikings was Kobe Bettinger. And tell you what, Bettinger was along for about 8 yards of that 9. First quarter comes to a close here tonight between the Pines. It's Williams Valley 7. Tri-Valley 7. Back with second quarter action right after this on T102 Sports.
First quarter, Blue Mountain 7, Mahanoy 6. Yes, Mr. Terry did score for Mahanoy. 7-6 Blue Mountain.
7-6 there. We have 13-0 Nativity Last check, lots of scores coming as here comes McGrath trying to sneak it for the yard. He'll get 2 on forward progress, but he earned every inch of those, John, as Jesse Engel comes up to make the stop there.
You bang into the middle of that line for Williams Valley. They put hurting on you, buddy. They come up strong from the linebacker spot and just add on to the injury sometimes. Most important part, first down, the 7th unofficial first down.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 7-7 ball game if you're just joining us. Second quarter just underway. McGrath, quick drop, pass complete once again. Guess who, John? Lane Yoder will make a 6-yard reception. Knocked to the ground by Logan Williard.
Lane Yoder with his 3rd catch of the first half here, and McGrath coming up on his total completions for the year here in the first half.
2nd down and 4. Ball at the Viking 39-yard line. McGrath going to keep it himself here. He's going to be able to get close to the sticks.
I'm watching a sideline official here, see where they set it down. Looks like a first down.
It's going to be awful close. Jim Toomey said we don't need the chains. Move the sticks, and it's a 4-yard gain for McGrath. Jackson Yoder in on the tackle. Ball now at the Viking 35-yard line.
And McGrath again, right up the gut, Chaz. They keep testing the middle of this Viking defense, and they're not picking up tons of yardage, but enough to continue these drive. 8 first downs.
10, McGrath in the gun. Doesn't even look to drop in and out of the hands of his intended target. That was Yoder. Coverage there. I think Yoder caught Bryce Herb coming with a full head of steam, trying to get it turned upfield, John. And
no question. Yeah, good crack there by Herb on Yoder, and that's what it's all about.
What a beautiful night here in Williamstown. And we've got a dandy of a ball game here. 2nd and 10, 7-7. Tri-Valley with the football, tied up with their arch rival. And now we've got movement. Let's see which way this one's going to go. It's going to be a false start against the Bulldogs. That'll set them back 5, make it 2nd down and 15.
Well, from the 40, but a little itchy there on the front line, a jump, and it's pretty obvious there. Not a penalty you're going to argue at this point.
So, Bill, I guess the question is, now that you've had a quarter down there and juices are going, well, this is a better game than I think a lot of people anticipated.
This is the life down here, let me tell you.
Now you know why Larry's kept it so long. McGrath looking behind the defense. Pass is complete. Caden Richards makes the reception at the 15. Falls down as he catches it. That's good. Another big pickup here for the Bulldogs. John, what, 25?
25 yards, 9th first down. Richards with his 2nd catch, total of 42 yards.
Yeah, Vikings just blew a coverage there. He's wide open in the middle of the field, so safety saw something that got him out of there, and I don't know if it was the design on the route, but definitely blown coverage wide open.
So 1st and 10, the 15. Bulldogs back in the Daywald and Lingle red zone. McGrath going to keep it himself again, still squirreling his way ahead, John, to the 10-yard line, picks up 5, but boy, he was in the air and those legs were still going.
Yeah, I got to tell you, they had to pick up on something, Chaz, in the middle of that line. Great blocking up front by these Bulldogs to open up these holes, and then it's just muscle. 5 yards on probably what should have been a 2-yard gain, but just the strength of McGrath's legs pushing him ahead.
2nd down and 5 at the 10. McGrath going to give to Herb. Herb looking to get the corner this time. The Vikings respond a little bit quicker. No gain, possibly a loss on the run. Jesse Engel coming up to make the stop there, also with some help from Ezzie Height. That'll be a loss of 1, makes it 3rd down and 6.
can't ask for better pursuit there, guys, defensively. I mean, there were a lot of Viking hats around the football. That's what they got to do to contain the big guy running the football, right? We got to get 5, 6, 7 hats if you're Coach Savage around that big tailback for Tri-Valley.
Yeah, and I agree. They really strung him out there, Bill. He had no place to go. Great pursuit.
3rd and 6. McGrath in the gun, looking to throw, and hangs it high, incomplete. Intended for Yoder. Coverage there by the Vikings, Jake Herman. That'll bring it to 4th down and 6 at the 11, John. Wilcox is a lefty. They're on that far hash.
Yeah, and again, I don't know, Chaz. I looked, looking at stats, I don't think either team has a field goal this year, so don't know.
Well, Jeff Sampson's going to take a timeout. We'll take one, too. 8:34 remaining here in the first half. It's Tri-Valley 7, Williams Valley 7. Back after this on T102 Sports. McGrath looking to throw on 4th and 6 from the 11. It's incomplete. Intended for Mason Bolts. Bryce Herb on the defense, and it's a turnover on downs with 8:26 left to play second quarter. Williams Valley will get the football back at their own 11-yard line, and we're still tied at 7.
And again, another long drive by the Bulldogs and not able to get it into the end zone. I'm pretty sure Jeff Sampson at halftime is going to be saying, guys, we got to get the job done. Yardage doesn't matter. Williams Valley at this point has gained a total of 8 yards, and it's a tie game.
So the Vikings going to run it here. It's Sutter Wolfgang, the ball carrier. Works his way out to about the 14-yard line. Mark him at the 15, John. Tackle made by the Bulldogs, Jake Scheib. Pickup of about 4 makes it 2nd down and 6.
Wolfgang's first carry of the game.
It'll be interesting to see. It was that interesting conversation in the break where, a lot of people didn't give Jonas McGrath a whole lot of props for his passing, but a lot of people say that the Vikings have had trouble running the football, and so far that's been the commitment here. Here's Wolfgang again. Will pick up 1 to the 16, so makes it 3rd down and 5.
Well, I know even during the pregame and when we talked to Tim and Jeff, McGrath has not had to throw the ball in the first 3 games. Only 21 attempts in those 3 games because he didn't have to. They were averaging 350 yards on the ground. There was no reason to throw the ball. And a lot of times, Chaz, that comes into when you're scouting. You heard Tim say, I don't know. I know he's a great athlete. Don't know how he's throwing the ball because we haven't seen it.
3rd and 5. Herb under center, dropping back to pass. Rice steps up, overshoots the mark. Intended for Engel and incomplete. And that'll make it 4th down and 5. And good coverage there by Chase Herb. And Bill, you're right. He's kind of got the blanket out for Engel tonight.
He sure has.
Give Williams Valley credit. What they tried to do with Engel, right? So they put him into the backfield in that set, and they motion him out of the backfield trying to get the ball to him. And there's Herb running right with him defensively and right on the coverage.
Yeah, I spy Mr. Engel is what's going on right here.
And Engel will get a nice spiraling punt off, angles it towards the sideline. Will skip out around midfield, and that's where we're going to mark it. So Tri-Valley will get the football at the 50-yard line with 6:51 left to play here in the first half. 7-7 ball game, and I don't know, John, that we've had. I mean, we've seen some sizable kids with some speed. Usually it's one team or the other. But Engel and Herb are pretty close stature and pretty close in speed.
Oh, they absolutely are. And, you know, when you look at the other side of it, Engel is a great defensive player, also with great speed. It's quite a matchup. No surprise you have those kind of head-to-heads in a game like this.
1st and 10 for Tri-Valley. McGrath going to hand to Herb. Herb trying to slash his way off the left side. Coming up to make the tackle, Logan Williard. Pickup of about 2 makes it 2nd down and 8.
He continues to be the ball carrier. I mean, it's that simple. They don't do too many things to surprise you.
3-yard pickup, John. To stop guessing that before they place it, I think.
You do well,
Yep.
sir.
Yep. So here comes McGrath, fakes to Scheib, give is to Herb again. This time not finding much room at all. As not fooled on that was Gage Miller. And off the bottom of that was Brady Evans.
I think the Vikings are starting to overcommit a little bit to the run here. You see they're going to start to play man-to-man on the outside and commit another player in the box to try to shut down this Bulldog run early in the offensive series, whether it's on 1st or 2nd down.
That's kind of dangerous with the way McGrath's been throwing, and here he comes again. Looking at that single coverage, football on its way, and a hand battle won by Cam Wetzel, who is in for a touchdown. I do not see any flags. Wetzel over the top of the defensive back to pull that one in.
How about 47 yards? And as you say, a battle there for the ball. Wetzel comes out the winner and takes it in the end zone. McGrath on fire, throwing the football.
Wow, 47-yard reception for Wetzel, and the Bulldogs have 6 more. Actually, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, John. It's not take the touchdown off. They're going to say Wetzel stepped out of bounds around the 2. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was right on that sideline.
So the give is to Herb, and, well, he makes quick work of that. 2 yards. Herb does 9 feet in less than a second, and the Bulldogs are now on the board. Wow.
2-yard touchdown run, but what a catch by Wetzel.
45-yard Cam Wetzel, Jonas McGrath hookup.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that becomes legend at some point.
Well, that was. I mean, he was up there, and Herb had great position defensively, and Wetzel just his ups were just the ups of the night for sure. I mean, he went up there and got the football at its high point. Great play by the receiver.
Wilcox's kick looked like it was batted down, but it still goes through. And that Cam Wetzel catch, Billy, if it was up, could be the Black Rock Trucks Joe Thurs Automotive uplifting play of the game. 5:22 left to play first half. It's Tri-Valley 14, Williams Valley 7. Back with more right after this on T102 Sports. The Vikings miscommunicate on the return, and Williard will only be able to bring it back to the 9-yard line. 14-7. Tri-Valley out in front of Williams Valley, John, and had the Dogs get into the end zone with our Sunbury Mortgage Company drive summary.
Well, they made short work of it. Minute 29 seconds. It only took them 4 plays, a total of 50 yards. Of course, that big 45-yard catch and run, 2-yard run by Herb, taking it in for a touchdown. Wilcox with the extra point, Herb's 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Williard, the ball carrier on first down, will spring it out to the 14-yard line. Chase Herb making the stop. After one in Jim Thorpe, where they've opened up the new carpet tonight, they host the Crimson Tide, and after one quarter, it's Jim Thorpe 3, Pottsville nothing. Ooh. So the field goal kicker at Jim Thorpe obviously enjoying that new.
Oh, kicking off turf. A lot of difference from kicking off mud, which we saw many a year.
Here comes Achenbach, and Achenbach will gain a yard to about the 15. This Tri-Valley defense, I think we understand now. I mean, a lot of people question that too, but holding Monroe area to 7 points. Mason Bolt's coming up to make the tackle. This Bulldog defense certainly has some speed too, Billy.
Yeah, they do. They're very quick. They're very active, but crucial third down here for the Vikings because they're deep in their territory. They have yet to connect on third down yet tonight, so big play right here.
They're down about 4. Herb looking to throw, going top shelf and overshoots the mark. Incomplete. Intended for Brady Evans. That'll be 4th down and about 3. Football at the 16, JP.
Good coverage again, Chaz. I got to tell you, they came in knowing what they had to do to shut down this potent passing attack of Williams Valley, and so far getting the job done.
So angle back to punt it away again. Low line drive, but a good foot now, a high hop. Going to take a neutral roll. Now looks to come back for the Bulldogs. Will be stopped at the 43-yard line. So Tri-Valley will take over there with 3:49 left to play here in this first half, with a 14-7 lead over Williams Valley.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, you talk about domination by a defense. Williams Valley still looking for their first down of this game.
Wow. Tell you, there were so many questions coming into this, John. Nobody could really get a good feel on any of it.
Absolutely. You had too many open doors or closed doors. You didn't know what was behind it.
Vikings sell the house out defensively. The give is to Jake Scheib. Steps out of the single leg takedown at about the 42 and ends up making his way to the 33. And Jake Scheib with a big-time run on that one will move the sticks again for Tri-Valley.
How about Scheib? Only his 4th carry of the game, but that time for 24. Unofficially the 11th first down, Chaz, for these Bulldogs. They are just eating up groundage.
So McGrath sets him down again. A receiver each way. 1st and 10. Play action again. Looking to throw down the seam. It's
Oh,
he
got him.
Herb. And Chase Herb catches one for a touchdown. 33-yard strike. McGrath to Herb. Boy, oh boy, what don't they have in the arsenal of Tri-Valley?
Well, and right on the button. And what a great job by Herb coming out of the backfield, finding himself wide open, hauls it in. 33-yard reception, his first one of the game.
Wow.
Well, now they're not wasting any time getting into the end zone, I'll tell you that.
It's pretty soft hands for a big guy.
Got that right.
So Wilcox out to attempt the point after. It's on its way, and it's good. 3:08 remaining here in the first half. It's Tri-Valley 21, Williams Valley 7. Back after this on T102 Sports.
With Scoop News.
Always good to have Justin along for the ride with us. Once again here tonight, Scoop News and the live stream.
Yeah, thanking him for his service to so many people in the area to be able to see their kids play.
Doing this for you, folks. He does not have any financial gain, or I shouldn't say financial interest, but financial gain in this. As Williard will catch the football around the 14-yard line. This brings it back to the 30. Tackle made by Braxton Schwartz for Tri-Valley. And JP, let's talk about another Sunbury Kia drive summary.
Well, the drive before that only took a minute 29 seconds. This one took 42 seconds. Only took 2 plays. The total drive, 57 yards, a 33-yard catch and run by Herb, his second receiving touchdown of the year, and Wilcox got the kick.
So 1st and 10 at the 30. Herb looking to throw, chased around. Bryce will get it free, but it's incomplete as he overshoots Alex Achenbach. And Achenbach might have been the last check down on the list there because Bryce was running for cover.
Well, we talked about this defense of the Bulldogs coming in, and everybody always looks at a number where they gave up only 5 yards per game. But, Chaz, they've only given up on an average 33 yards passing and 60 yards rushing in those first 3 games.
Flag came out late.
Yeah, I think we have a lineman, more than one lineman downfield. It originally supposed to be a screen, and Herb got chased out. They snuffed it out quick, and by the time the running back continued downfield and everything on the timing was off, and I think the Dogs are just going to wave it off, though.
Yeah, incompletion here.
Jeff Sampson's taking the penalty.
Oh, it's lost it down, too, I think, Chaz. Not sure. Let's find out.
Move the column around. It's 1st down, John. No loss of down. It's 1st down and 15.
Okay.
Ball spotted at the 25-yard line.
Second penalty on the Vikings.
So Bryce back under center, pumps once, looking for the home run ball down the middle of the field. It's incomplete. Intended for Brady Evans. The Vikings trying to hit the home run ball again with Evans. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah, and you look and you figure at this point, why not? Why not to try to get a big strike going? But I got to tell you, Chaz, most important part here, at least in my mind, and there's a reason I'm not a coach anymore, but they got to get a 1st down. They don't have a 1st down in this whole first half yet, Chaz.
So 2nd down and 15. Herb again looking to throw. Pressure coming, flushed out. Looking towards the sideline and going to get bumped out on the near side by Jolton Flory. And Jolton provided a jolt there for Bryce Herb.
Just a gentle push out of bounds.
Bryce going to lose 2. It'll be 3rd down and 17.
I'll tell you, it's been a tough go for this Williams Valley team. As I look right now, the stats in this first half are actually staggering against the Vikings, but they're still in the ball game.
So 3rd down and 17. Herb will put 1 receiver far side, 2 to the near side, straight back drop. Pass is incomplete again, intended for Jake Herman. Heavy pressure applied on Bryce Herb, and boy, did he pay at the end of that.
Boy, he got it there, Chaz. Bulldogs now are kind of teeing off here when they get a chance, knowing that Herb has to throw the ball and pinning those ears back and coming like crazy.
Wyatt Algier applying the heat. Bulldogs looking for some personnel on the end of the line here, or the Vikings rather. Bulldogs back in punt coverage. Angle will get another high boomer off. We bobbled around by Mason Bolts, but Bolts is able to pick it back up and runs it out to the 45-yard line on the Bulldogs side of the field. 2:24 left to go here in the second quarter. It's Tri-Valley 21, Williams Valley 7.
And Chaz, that's good field position again with this very potent Tri-Valley Bulldogs offense, they have not taken much time to get it into the end zone when they had opportunities. The longest drive they had for a scoring drive was 4 minutes and 6 seconds. They've done it in considerably less than that on the next 2 drives.
So 1st and 10 for Tri-Valley. Gives the chase Herb. Will roll his way across the midfield stripe to the Viking 49-yard line. Picks up 6.
2nd and 4.
So he's 2nd down and 4 to go here.
Well, they haven't changed the thing, Chaz. What they've been able to do is to come up with that pass when it was needed. But, boy, they mixed it up so well here in this first half.
Here comes Scheib, and Jake Scheib with a head of steam. Another 1st down and more. As, boy, Scheib just invites contact as he's going down the field.
He absolutely does. He looks for it, Chaz. I mean, goodness gracious.
Wheels it to the 26-yard line. Bill, I don't know that we've ever seen a backfield tandem quite this size and quite this physical.
I tell you, I just thought Don Nottingham just returned to the field there from the old Baltimore Colts. I mean, Scheib doesn't give you a whole lot to hit, and he lowers the boom at contact. He is a load to bring down also. So talk about a 1-2 punch. Yo.
Here comes Jonas McGrath working his way ahead, picks up a couple. And a timeout for Tri-Valley. We'll take 1-2. 1:15 left to play here in the first half. It's Tri-Valley 21, Williams Valley 7. Back after this on T102 Sports. Bulldogs use their 2nd timeout here. They have a 21-7 lead. McGrath looking, pressure coming, steps out of a few tackles, but boy, the blue-clad Vikings had it all together on that defensive play because, boy, McGrath just bounced from one to another until eventually Logan Willier was able to drop him back at the 36-yard line. So the Bulldogs going to have a long way to go. They use their final timeout. John will use 1-2. 1:05 left to go first half. Tri-Valley 21, Williams Valley 7. Back after this on WAVT Pottsville. Third and 20 for Tri-Valley here at the Viking 36-yard line. McGrath drifts back, looking again. Lets one fly across the middle. This one's intercepted. Picked off by Isaac Whiteash, and Whiteash is coming to the near side. Flag's going to come in on that as Whiteash was out of bounds.
Yeah, not a whole lot of question on that. Whiteash with his 2nd interception of the year.
And he'll return the football. We'll wait and see where they spot this.
quite a conglomeration of people right there. Coaches chasing the players back in the field. That's a great idea. Get out of here so you don't hear all the adults crazy.
So it'll be a personal foul against Tri-Valley. A late hit out of bounds. It'll be from the spot of the foul. So we'll see where this is tacked on. It's going to be right from midfield. That should set the ball at the 35-yard line.
Jim Toomey in charge of the crew here tonight.
Oh, and I'm sure there was an extensive book report before this one, John.
Absolutely.
Remember the last time we were here when he was
in
here?
on one. Right here last year, I guess it was 2 years ago, and we were part of a feast that happened before the game from Randy Russell-Avage. But you're right, down. This is a biggie. Starting on their 35. This is must-score time in this last minute.
54 seconds. Herb going top shelf again. Herman on the sideline. Incomplete. Coverage provided by Devin Wirtz.
And you got to give it to Wirtz. That is great defense, Chaz. Just great defense. And they have forced Herb into a really tough first half. But it's not over. I mean, as long as there's time on the clock, and you got a guy like Bryce Herb throwing the football to this group of receivers, anything could happen in a hurry.
21-7. Bulldogs out in front. Vikings with the football at the 35-yard line. 47 seconds left. Herb again looking to throw. Pressure coming. Going to get shuffled out. Throws to the sideline and incomplete. Bulldogs looking for intentional grounding. There's the flag.
There it is.
Let's see. Let's see what the call is going to be here. Flag coming out late.
Jim Toomey.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah. Not much question.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. So it'll be 3rd and 15 here from the 40, unless it's a spot penalty. Oh, wait a second. Hold the phone. Bo Rogers coming back to the spot of the foul. And the football now back at the Viking 48-yard line.
Wow.
I didn't think that was a spot penalty.
Wow. They were on the 35-yard line, Chaz, so that's 15, and that's a 21-yard penalty.
3rd and distance here for the Vikings. Herb looking down the sideline again for Engel. Out of bounds it goes, and it's going to be 4th and long with 34 seconds. Wow, the Vikings passing game having a hard time hooking up. Bill, they were almost in your lap.
Yeah, Engel drew 1, 2, 3 people covering him that time. Triple coverage, and the Vikings are just struggling offensively, and it's because of the Bulldog defense. The Bulldog defense, we wondered how they kept Terry under control of Monterey area that night and held them to 7 points and blew them out. Well, we're getting a lot of questions answered here in the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, and we talked about that. We had not seen Tri-Valley play. We saw Monterey play, saw him in an impressive game against Nativity, but this defense is the only one doing the slobber knocker in here.
So here it comes, 4th down and long. Herb winds up, looking this time for Brady Evans, incomplete. Wirtz again, the coverage, and that's going to give the football back to Tri-Valley at the Viking 48-yard line, or 47-yard line, John, rather, with 27 seconds left.
Yeah, and they decided to go for the home run ball there, Chaz, which I can understand that, but I don't know if I want to give this Bulldog offense another opportunity. But it is what it is, and Williams Valley continues, and they will go into halftime with 0 first downs, unofficially. How they're going to do victory.
Yep, McGrath will kneel down, and the ball will not have to be spotted again as we're going to the halftime locker room here in Williamstown, and Tri-Valley with a 2-touchdown lead at the break. It's the Bulldogs 21, the Vikings 7. Back with the HB Steel and Company halftime show right after this on T102 Sports. It's
Gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to the 50-yard line, we will begin the introduction of the Williams Valley 2020 homecoming court and their escorts. Representatives to the court were selected by vote of their individual grade level. All students in grades 9 through 12 have voted for the Queen based on the 5 representatives that were selected by the senior class. The following are the members of the 2020 homecoming court, beginning with the underclassmen. The freshman representative is Micaiah Drum. Micaiah is the daughter of Aubrey Drum and Rory Drum. She's a member of the volleyball team and plans to play basketball. Brady Robinson is Micaiah's escort. The sophomores are represented by Madeline Stroop. Madeline is the daughter of Chris and Melissa Stroop of Williamstown. Maddie is the secretary of the sophomore class. She participates in the Adventure Club, the Lady Viking soccer team, and was a member of the stage crew for her last musical. Maddie's escort this evening is Nick Whitcomb. The junior class is represented by Gracie Rook. Gracie is the daughter of Ben and Amber Rook of Power City. She's an officer for the junior class. She's a member of the softball and volleyball teams and participates in student council, adventure club, travel club, FBLA, stand tall, diversity club, prom committee, and the musical. Gracie is being escorted by Patrick Rafferty. The senior representatives to the court in alphabetical order: Alexandra Bogo. Alex is the daughter of Andrea and Rick Hawk of Tower City and Christopher and Susan Bogo. She is the senior class president and vice president of the National Honor Society. She has earned varsity letters in soccer, basketball, and softball, and participates in student council, stand tall, diversity club, adventure club, art club, the enrichment program, and the school musical. Alex is escorted by Zachary Rudy. Jackie Chamberlain. Jackie is the daughter of Jason and Jamie Chamberlain of Tower City. She's the president of the National Honor Society and a captain for the Lady Viking soccer team. Jackie participates in student council and the emerging healthcare program. She's a member of OSHA, Future Health Workers, Future Health Professionals, Skills USA, the Adventure Club, and the stage crew for the school musical. Jackie's escort this evening is Caleb Mockamer. Ivy Daniels. Ivy is the daughter of Mark Daniels of Williamstown. She is the vice president of the senior class and the Future Business Leaders of America, and a captain for the Lady Viking soccer team. She also participates in Adventure Club, Diversity Club, Stand Tall, Student Council, and Youth Summit. Escorting Ivy this evening is Aiden Galbraith. Reagan Lassick. Reagan is the daughter of Marty and Dionne Sowers of Tower City. She is the secretary of the National Honor Society and the historian for the senior class. She's a member of the Lady Viking soccer team and participates in Diversity Club, Stand Tall, Environmental Club, Art Club, Student Council, Adventure Club, the Enrichment Program, and the school musical. Corey Engel is Reagan's escort.
I'm thinking that
Alyssa Yankley. Country Club and the Student Council. This escort this evening is Zachary Undercoupler. The 2019 homecoming queen is Emily Kramer. Emily is the daughter of Adam and Jennifer Kramer Wickenisko. She's currently attending Elizabethtown College, where she's majoring in actuarial science. She is also a member of the Lady Blue Jays basketball team and the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Unfortunately, Emily is unable to attend tonight's ceremony because of her basketball practice schedule, but she did take the time to record this message to the homecoming participants and their Viking fans.
Hi everyone, this is Emily Kramer. Unfortunately, my commitment to Elizabethtown College have prevented me from attending homecoming in person. I just wanted to take a second to congratulate the 2020 homecoming queen and her corps. Good luck, Vikings. Horns up.
And now for the announcement of the 2020 homecoming queen. Williams Valley's 2020 homecoming queen is Jackie Chamberlain. Members of the cheerleading squad will present the queen with her flowers and her sash. High school principal, Mrs. Christine Dewey, will now crown our queen. And she escorts the Williams Valley 2020 homecoming queen, Jackie Chamberlain. Congratulations to Jackie and all the members of the corps. The queen and the members of the corps will be moving to the East End Zone for pictures. Thank you to Mrs. Jan Stroop, Mrs. Nicole Coons, and members of the cheerleading squad for their help with the crowning ceremony and preparing for the homecoming. Thank you all, and congratulations again, girls.
the Bulldogs, with their very, very varied offense, just causing all kind of havoc. And when I get, and I jump the gun with some of those stats, because when I get through again, you're going to see what an incredible job this defense has done on this high-scoring Williams Valley team. I mean, it's almost beyond belief, and that's what got me fired up to get the numbers out there.
Billy, this is incredible. Working
One of the more impressive performances we've seen in a half from a defensive team in quite a while. I'm sure John's going to give us some numbers here that are going to startle us, but last I knew, the Bulldogs were shutting out the Vikings without a first down. So you're not going to get a chance to win a lot of games if you can't get a first down.
Just interesting. Well, you guys are talking about these numbers, and, well, JP, I guess it's time to swing in to that toolbox of yours, because they're not just tools, they're Mac tools backed by great customer service from John Chirico. So let's open up the box, John, and delve into the metrics of the first half and find out who measured up to the standards with our first half numbers.
Well, that was a little quick on my side with the emerging tool. Pulled it out early, but I'm ready to go now. Let's take a look at Tri-Valley with Herb. I mentioned before, 16 carries, 51 yards for a touchdown. Shive 5 carries, 51 yards. McGrath, 6 carries for 2 yards and a touchdown. And again, that includes that 12-yard loss. So 27 carries, 104 yards. McGrath, I mentioned, 8 for 13 for 177 yards and a touchdown. Herb, a catch, 33 yards for that touchdown. Bolts, a catch for 7. Yoder, 3 catches for 50 yards. Richards, 2 catches for 42. Wetzel, 1 catch for 45, which almost took him into the end zone. It did not, but what a half. 281 total yards rushing and throwing the ball. These are startling numbers. Sit down, because they're kind of unbelievable at some point for the Williams Valley Vikings in the first half. Wolfgang, 2 carries, 5 yards. Willard, 2 carries, 6 yards. Achenbach, 3 carries, 2 yards. And Herb, 1 carry for -2. Of course, it was Willard that got the TD on the run, but a total of 8 carries for 11 yards. Has the secondary lived up to it, and the linebackers on defense? At the half, Herb is 1 for 11 for 6 yards. That 6-yard catch was by Herman. So at halftime, total yardage, rushing and passing the ball for the Vikings, 17 yards. Now, this is a Bulldog team that came in giving up a little less than 100 total yards a game, 99 in fact. And you think, wow, if they can do that against a Viking team, they're going to be in good shape. They held them to 17 total yards. In all the years you and I are doing games, Chaz, I never saw that kind of domination.
Wow. I'm kind of speechless.
It can make you speechless, and throw on top, and you would. Had already mentioned it. No first downs.
He's speechless because you guys have now had 12 trays of French fries delivered to the press box.
Only 1 tray.
Okay.
You participated in that as well. And there's still some left if you'd like.
So let's look back. A week ago, right? The Bears come out against Nativity, and they come out with a whole different offensive philosophy, with not having Terry involved running the football early in the game, right? And it sets a certain tone in that game, and the Bears are able to capitalize that and go on and get a big win. What happens here tonight? The Bulldogs come out throwing the football, and McGrath is going with the quick 3-step, and he's putting the ball on the money, and it gave the Bulldogs so much confidence, I think, offensively. But obviously the story is their defense, but the fact that McGrath came out and threw the ball well, and it's thrown for what, Johnny? I think he said 170-some yards here in the first half. So we're talking about a Bulldog passing game, and coming into the game, you we were talking about the Viking passing game, right?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
They had all the big numbers coming in.
Bill, you bring up a good point, and Tim referred to it when we talked to him about the game. You were guessing with McGrath. He didn't have to throw it. I said 10 for 21 for 203 yards in the first 3 games, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He didn't have to throw the ball, and Tim said you just don't know. He's a heck of an athlete. Well, he certainly has proved that here in this first half.
It's interesting to see. I don't know that I've been a part, and Bill, you coach defenses, but to hold a team to 17, you've got to be feeling pretty good in the locker room right now, but you probably don't even know that that's where you're at.
I don't know what the Vikings are drawing up right now because everything was totally out of sync. I mean, I'm sure Coach Savage has never gone into half of a game, and we've heard he gets pretty excited at halftime, and it's probably a good thing this is an extended halftime because he's probably very excited about trying to ramp his team up because he's never gone in without a first down offensively, and this is a team that has a lot of very good skilled offensive players, and for this to happen is just the Bulldogs must be loaded defensively with a bunch of athletes, no doubt about it.
Well, fellas, we're going to take a timeout here on the HB Steel and Son Incorporated, a halftime show tonight. When we come back, we'll get set for second half action. At the break, it's Tri-Valley 21, Williams Valley 7. Back to Williamstown after these words on T102 Sports.
T102, your local high school football connection.
Vikings will bring the second half kickoff out to their own 41-yard line. Logan Williard on the return. We'll start with the football and begin this final 24 minutes of action, down 21-7.
And this is simple. They don't need a touchdown right now. They need a drive. They need to get something going, some consistency.
They're going to hand the football off.
There you
Jesse
go.
Engel playing tailback, and Engel coming to the near side will step out of bounds at the Bulldog 46. So they move Jesse Engel into the tailback position, and he rips off a pretty big clip on his first carry of the evening.
Yeah, and the first down, which is even more important at this point, Chaz.
Well, there's the change-up, right? I mean, good coaches make changes at halftime. We haven't been able to get Engel the ball at all in the first half, so what do we do with him? Hey, you're a tailback now, buddy. Get in there and start toting the rock. We got a lineman at fullback, so you know what's coming.
Well, the Achilles heel, there's a stiff arm on Herb. Engel's still going, slipped out of 3 tackles. First down and more. Finally pulled to the ground. Herb recovering, but not before Engel's able to rip it ahead for about 13, John, and another first down.
Well, you talk about going in and making adjustments. You take probably one of the greatest receivers in the area, bar none, and you tell them, we're going to hand you the ball. Take off, get it done. 2 quick first downs.
The interesting thing is this has been probably a weak spot of the Vikings so far this year. It's been their running game. Now, in the halftime of the Tri-Valley game in Week 7, Tim Savage decides to put Engel back there. Herb going top shelf, fighting down the sideline, and it's incomplete.
Yes.
It was intended for Jake Herman, broken up by Cam Wetzel.
Well, Wetzel showing his prowess on both sides of the ball. Chaz, he had that big catch in the first half and now playing some great defense.
So second down and 10. The football at the Viking 33-yard line.
Well, 2 quick first downs, Chaz. They do have a drive going.
Bring Wolfgang in motion to give his to Engel, this time trying to step out of a tackle laterally. And
there
then a
it
late
goes.
flag coming in, late hit on the play. First to contact was Lane Yoder, and Yoder was hanging on Yoder's ankles, but then somebody raced in over the top of that one, and that's going to be a personal foul against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there was no whistle, let's just be honest. He was held up. He was still standing pretty much. No whistle, and just as the whistle blew, boom, right after it.
Is there no contact when you're in a defenseless position? Is that what the personal foul brings?
He was down. His knee was down on the ground, and
there you go.
A little extracurricular. So it's a good call by the officials. They were right on it.
So let's see.
Well, on the run, he had lost a bunch.
Yeah, and it stepped off from the point of the infraction, JP, which makes it second down and 1. Or third down and 1,
Third
rather.
and 1.
So Herb fakes the handoff, looking to throw, lets it rip. Herman in the end zone, touchdown. And Bryce Herb able to hook up with Jake Herman, and the Vikings back on the board.
Boy, and they did it very quickly, Chaz. That's the key here to get them back in the ball game. Finally got a drive and get it in the end zone with their passing game big time.
Hey, guys, I spent some time with a guy at halftime down here, the new athletic director at Williams Valley, and he wanted me to let you guys know that football games, they're 2 halves, just so you know.
Extra point is up, and it's good. Colin Rafferty bangs it home. 10:41 left to play, third quarter. Tri-Valley still out front, 21-14 when we come back on T102 Sports.
Second half kickoff, Mahanoy to Blue Mountain. Onside kick, Mahanoy recovers, and guess what? Mr. Terry is running the last 9 yards. 28-20, Blue Mountain.
The Eagles leading 28-20. They're tied up 14-3 in the third. Football on the ground here for the Vikings. Going to be picked up by the Bulldogs' John Nunnemacher. And Nunnemacher will bring it out to about midfield, and the Bulldogs will get the football back there. 21-14, they lead it. But a Sunbury Motors Kia drive summary. We'll see you in a Kia, JP.
You got that right. And here we are. The Vikings returned the favor against these Bulldogs here to start the second half. It only took 1 minute and 15 seconds to go 5. Total plays 59 yards, 24-yard touchdown catch by Herman, and Rafferty to kick.
The give is to Scheib on first down, and Scheib not finding much room to roam. Back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. It'll be second down and 10. Now, if you're the Viking defense on this, you've got to hold up Tri-Valley, John, right?
It's absolutely the biggest series of this whole game. If they can hold them again, they just scored very quickly. There are 2 halves in the game, as some brilliant man once told us.
Oh, yes. Betty Ann Chef reminding us. And, we talked about it there in that commercial break. This is kind of where Williams Valley was against Nativity on that Saturday night. There's an interception off of the hands of Herb and into the arms of Logan Williard. And Williard has the pick. And the Vikings will get the football back at the Bulldog 49-yard line.
Boy, Chance, I talked about turnovers, and that's the 3rd interception, this time by Williard. Again, the Vikings on the season had 11 coming into the game, and now 3 more quick ones. And boy, the Vikings running up to that line of scrimmage, Chaz.
First and 10, 9:56 left to go here in the third. The give is to Engel. And Jesse will work his way ahead for a pickup of about 4.
Pretty obvious what they want to do now. They want to get the ball into the hands of Engel and let him do some serious running here, Chaz.
Mason Bolts along with Levi Murray in on the stop. Ball at the Bulldog 44. So a gain of 4 makes it second down and 6. Give his Dango again, this time looking to get off the right corner. Will be forced out of bounds by the Bulldogs' Wyatt Algier. And let's see, maybe a yard on that carry to the 43.
It took a little time to get out there, but again, Engel, 5th carry here early in this second half.
So 3rd and 5.
Well, do you go back upstairs, Chaz?
Well, tough call, John.
Yeah.
Eagles running good, and they do go up top, and it's complete to Jake Herman around the 30-yard line. Tackled there by the Bulldogs' Jonas McGrath. That will be good enough for a first down.
And here we go, Chaz. 3rd first down now. Did not, again, unofficially have one in that first half, but here they are in this second half doing a heck of a job.
Passes are getting a little more closer to the line of scrimmage, and they're finding success.
No question. We're throwing it downfield a lot in the first half.
Give on first down is to Engel. Engel runs out of a tackle, and he's gone for a Viking touchdown. Williams Valley within 1 point of tying this ball game up.
Wow, how about Engel coming out? He's been catching balls all year. Now he's running the football and runs it in for that score, and he's running wild here in the 3rd quarter.
So you know what everybody's going to say now? Well, Engel, he was misused for the first 6 games being out there at wide receiver or tight end.
No, who would say that?
He's a running back.
Who would second guess? Not in the coal region.
Here comes Colin Rafferty. His kick is up, and we've got a brand new ball game. 8:45 left to play, 3rd quarter, and we're tied at 21 between Williams Valley and Tri-Valley right here on T102 Sports. 21-21. Kick is going to end up out of bounds. A flag coming in. So we'll wait and see what this is all about, John, unless it's for the kick going out of bounds. I wasn't sure because there was some knocking of heads near the sidelines. I think Tri-Valley player was being defensive so the Vikings couldn't get it, but it will be to spot the ball at the 35-yard line. But let's take another look at another Sunbury Motors Company drive summary, John.
Well, I said they're returning the favor with quick drives. Only took another minute and 15 seconds. 4 plays, 48 total yards, 30-yard touchdown run by Engel Rafferty. The kick, and Engel has 60 yards already on the ground in this third quarter.
The football marked at the 40. The give is to Chase Herb, and he's rolling ahead for a gain of about 4. Logan Williard in on the stop, along with Jackson Yoder. Pick up a 4, makes it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and then, you talk about what goes on at halftime, and I said Sampson's probably in there saying, this is Williams Valley. Don't lay down. They're going to come back. This is a great football team. I don't know if I want to repeat what Tim might have said.
So here comes McGrath. 2 receivers far side. Give again is the Herb. Chase spinning his way ahead. Going to have the first down on that carry, as he was not going to be denied the sticks. Jesse Engel in on the stop. Ball at the Williams Valley 48-yard line.
Just one tough guy who's going to come at you every single time. There's no let up there, Chaz.
So this time the Bulldogs going to split one each side. McGrath going to keep the football, sprinting ahead. Looks to have collected about 5 yards on the carry.
Again, I love the moxie of this young quarterback. Just right up the gut, man. He doesn't back off from any of those big old linemen from Williams Valley and cranks out another 5.
Owen Shoup in on the stop. Tri-Valley keeps to the ball possession here, John.
Yeah, I think so, Chaz. They would certainly like to get a drive to negate what Williams Valley has been able to do here early in this third quarter.
Jake Shy will pick his way to the 40. In on the stop as he height for Williams Valley. Brings us to 3rd down and 2. It's a big 3rd down in a 21-21 ball game here.
And when you have 2 horses back there, Chaz, and an offensive line that's doing a job, you got to believe they're coming right at you up the gut.
McGrath going to turn around, talk with Scheib a little bit. Vikings packing everybody in. Pressure coming.
Somebody jumped.
Let's see. It's going to be a false start, I think, here on the Bulldogs. And that'll set them back 5, so it takes it from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7. Football back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, 5 yards is a big deal at this point, Chaz, because I think it changes the call.
So McGrath set to go again. Fakes to Herb, rolling to his left. Pass is complete to Herb out of the backfield, and blowing that one up was Owen Shoup again. Jackson Yoder also involved. And that'll make it 4th down and about 4 after a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, well-designed play, but I got to tell you, Williams Valley defense is fired up. Chaz, 3 scores against them in that first half, I'm sure, ignited them. And the offense just the same way after going through a very disappointing first half. They are the ones now fired up.
McGrath all alone, back to punt, but does not take a very deep drop.
He's going to throw.
Football. It's a fake over the middle to complete to Chase Herb. Herb looking to get to the sideline and will. Touchdown for the Bulldogs. No flags on the play, a 42-yard strike. Tri-Valley retakes the lead.
Well, I'll tell you, I said it may have changed the call. And you nailed it, Chaz, by saying, boy, he's not very deep. McGrath is there. Bingo, bango, bungo into the end zone. Herb's second catch for a touchdown.
So Wilcox will come out to attempt another point after. This is starting to get a seesaw. Who's going to blink first in this game of chicken, that's for sure.
Got that right.
Snaps back, the kick is up, and the kick is barely good. 5:11 left to go, third quarter. It's Tri-Valley 28, Williams Valley 21. Back with more right after this on T102 Sports. Wow, so Nativity taking it to Schuylkill Haven tonight at Rotary Field. And John, we had another touchdown. Let's get a Sunbury Motors Kia drive summary.
Well, 3 minutes and 31 seconds taken off the clock. They go run 7 plays, a total of 60 yards. But the biggie, 42-yard catch and run by Herb for the touchdown.
The Vikings start this drive at their own 36-yard line. Herb looking to throw. Looks one way now down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Boy, the D-back and the intended receiver, Hunter Wolfgang, both stumbling around, but Cam Wetzel gets a hand in at the end of that one and knocks it away. And Bill, what do you got down there on those sidelines?
Hey, Wolfgang's open there. If it's not for the pressure coming from Scheib, who we got to give a lot of credit to tonight, right? So he's playing fullback, and he's getting his share of carries, but mostly he's doing blocking. And you look on the defensive side, he's down there at down tackle and making things happen from there.
2nd down and 10. Give again, Engel straight ahead. Jesse Engels through to
Watch
the 3rd
out.
level and almost pulling away, saving the touchdown for Tri-Valley was Lane Yoder, but Engel races all the way to the 36-yard line. Could that be a Phoenix physical therapy flexible play right there, John?
Well, I have to tell you, another first down as Engels tearing it up, 28-yard carry that time, Chaz, and he has changed the complexion of this ball game.
We're talking about a guy who came from tight end to running back, and he may have 100 yards rushing in this quarter.
Right now
he's getting close.
88, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, see that, John? It's paying off.
Yes.
1st and 10. Herb back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, drifting right, looking. Herman all alone, comes back, makes the catch, sheds the defender, and is in for a Viking score.
Wow, have they come out on fire?
Oh, now wait.
Uh-oh.
We've got a timeout, I think, here, John.
I didn't see a flag anywhere.
Yeah, it's no flags. It's an injury timeout.
Okay.
Injured Bulldog is up and making his way to the far sideline under his own power.
Herman, 3rd catch of the second half. 2 of those for touchdowns.
That's McGrath, too, who was in coverage on that play that's going off here. Nothing serious, it doesn't look like. I'm sure he'll shake it off and get back in. But, guys, talk about big players showing up in big games, right? Here they come. Now it's Herman showing up. It's Engel showing up at the Viking end, and it's been the Bulldogs, big guys, for the entire game. But can we get a copy of Savage's halftime speech from this game?
Oh, I want to see it.
I know it's probably not broadcast quality, as the kick is up, and the Rafferty kick is good. 4:15 left to play, 3rd quarter. Tied again. It's Williams Valley 28, Tri-Valley 28. Back after this on T102 Sports. (28-28). John, how'd they get there?
My goodness. Well, they're getting a little quicker. The last two were a minute and 15 seconds. About 52 seconds to go. Total of 3 plays, 64 total yards, 36-yard TD pass to Herman Rafferty to kick.
Our Sunbury Motors Kia drive summary. This time the Vikings put it deep. And coming forward with the football is Reese Huntsinger. And Huntsinger will bring it out to about the 38-yard line, 39-yard line. Let's see where they spot this football. And the Bulldogs will bring the offense onto the field.
Well, now they're the ones who need to drive. They got to get a drive going, control ball. Of course, they came up with that big pass play last time. I got to believe they don't want to give the ball back to the Vikings too often. So I think they'll be looking to get a sustained drive here.
And that injury report on McGrath. He did run onto the field here. And is climbing under center as we speak. Backs in the offset eye. Give is going to be to the deep back. And this time, hustling with the football is not Chase Herb, John. Tackle made by Jesse Engel, and the ball carrier on this play is Cam Wetzel. Wetzel able to pick up a first down to the Viking 48.
And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to change the pace a little bit now, right? They're going to go with the slasher, the quicker type tailback. They think maybe the Vikings are wearing down a little bit defensively, and see if they can keep up with his speed.
McGrath under center. Give again is to Wetzel. Wetzel trying to work his way ahead. Not going to find much room here. Collected by a whole host of Orman for the Viking.
They're pumped up, Chaz. They're pumped up. They come out in front of their hometown people, and they're like, man, we're getting clobbered here. And let's just be honest, that's what it was. And they came fired up. And I said at halftime, I'm sure Jeff Sampson said, these are the Williams Valley Vikings. This is a big game. Do not rest on our laurels.
So no gain on the play, makes it 2nd down and 10. Pottsville leading Jim Thorpe 21-11 in the 3rd quarter. Wetzel trying to stiff arm, and Hunter Wolfgang not letting go this time. It's going to be a loss on the play of about 5. It'll bring us to 3rd down and 15.
Well, a totally different look here in the second half of this running game of the Bulldogs, Chaz, as Wetzel now with 3 carries in a row.
So 2 receivers coming to the near side. McGrath going into the shotgun. 3rd and 15, looking, sets up, throws to the outside, incomplete. Intended for Lane Yoder. That'll make it 4th down and 15, and I think the Bulldogs are going to elect the punt here.
Yeah, got to kick it out of here, Chaz, and have to go back to the sidelines and regroup. Offense really sputtering a little bit on that series, Chaz. And again, Wetzel doing all the carrying after Scheib, and Herb had carried the load in the first half.
Yeah, you think that that was just a series for Herb to get in there and recharge the tank a little bit, and they probably said, listen, you're going to have to tote it a lot here in the fourth quarter. We're in a football game now, so recharge up a little bit because we got a lot of football to play in a great game in Williamstown. And you knew the Vikings weren't going to quit, right? It's homecoming.
That's
homecoming.
it. You saw them come out of that locker room. You were over there, Bill, meatball, hanging from your mouth, and you were watching what was going on. They came out fired up. And I don't think Tim had to give them any statistics at halftime to let them know they were getting spanked, and boy, they have responded.
12 men on the field for the Vikings will give the Bulldogs 5 yards. They still elect to punt it away. And a flag coming in.
Yeah, a little late, but not much question there.
It was Alex Achenbach receiving the punt, and then was thrown down out of bounds.
And now the Bulldogs, they go back in the huddle and they say, guys, get it together. Get it together. You knew this was going to happen. Come on.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, just from down on the field, it seems like the Vikings have the extra spring in their step right now compared to the Dogs.
You come out, you get a couple big plays, and the next thing you know, you're saying, hey, we're right there. Now we can take a lead.
So Williams Valley will start from their own 35 in a 28-28 ball game with 2:04 remaining here in this third quarter. 1st and 10. Herb looking to throw, looks downfield for Herman again, but overshoots the mark. Incomplete. I'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that has to be something that they picked up at halftime because they're going to Herman. They got to love whatever matchup is out there. They had to say at halftime, listen, they covered Engel so well in the first half, they weren't able to get anything to him. I think they went back in and said, hey, you know what? You can get open out there, and they start going to Jake Herman. Of course, he has stepped it up with 3 catches and 2 of those for touchdowns here in the second half.
2nd down and 10. Give is to Engel. This time not finding it easy. Is going low was Caden Richards. And Richards going to stop Engel for a 1-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 9.
Guys, McGrath is coming out of the game here defensively for the Bulldogs. I don't know if he's dealing with some cramping issues. Let's think about it. It's a little warm here tonight, probably 70-so degrees at game time, and the Bulldogs signal caller might be starting to deal with some cramping issues.
Yeah, when you see somebody step out of there from a defensive secondary or linebacker spot, the coaching staff is looking, saying, let's go after that guy. One of their best athletes is out of there now. See if they can take advantage.
Herb bobbling the snap, coming back, steps up and lets it rip downfield, incomplete. And both teams now sitting in 3 and outs.
Yeah.
The highlights were rolling here to start this second half, but all of a sudden, defenses are taking over.
Yeah, and going for the bomb again here, Chaz, throwing the ball pretty far downfield, but now they're going to have to kick it away.
So let's see, 4th down and 9. And Engel will drop back to punt it away. Hush comes over the stadium here. High spiraling kick. Bulldogs have to go back, can't hold on, and racing for it and recovering is going to be Lane Yoder. That almost turned into a Viking turnover, but instead the Bulldogs will get the football back at their own 25-yard line in a 28-all ball game with 1:10 left to play here in this third quarter.
Yeah, that certainly could have been disastrous, but heads-up play getting back on the ball, and now you mentioned that, of course, they had that big touchdown pass to her, but they haven't been very consistent here in this third quarter. Let's see what they're going to do right off the bat here.
1st and 10 for Tri-Valley. Boy, I didn't know that anything could live up to the excitement that was Tuesday night, but this one certainly fitting the bill. And I don't mean our sideline guy, Bill. Here's Herb carrying the football on 1st down. Will work his way ahead for a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, I wasn't keen on coming out of retirement to, go up to the Clover Hill Club on Tuesday night. I like to get my beauty rest during the week, but hey, it's Friday night. Let's get it going.
Well, no question, you need that beauty rest, buddy. Nobody's going to argue with that.
Hey, my pillow 10 times over, buddy.
Face down, I would guess.
2nd down and 4. Oh, it's that. All right. So here comes Jake Scheib carrying the football, and Scheib, forward progress, might have enough for the 1st down. He will. They'll say move the sticks as Scheib works his way out to the 39-yard line. Gang stood up by the Vikings.
Yeah. Good gang tackling, and they pursue so well. But, boy, I'll tell you, they have come out in this second half and just looked terrific.
Tri-Valley was down 21-7 at the break, and it's 28-all right now as the 3rd quarter clock is winding down. McGrath going to keep the football, trying to get forward. Jackson Yoder standing right in his way. Might have got ahead for 2, but guess what, JP? Final 12 minutes are up on the board here tonight in Williamstown. And at the turn, we're tied at 28 between Williams Valley and Tri-Valley. The old granddad is coming up next right here on T102 Sports. Field, and 35-7 Nativity victorious tonight. A loss of 3 yards for Chase Herb. Makes it 3rd down and 11 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, now does he go upstairs, Chaz? He almost has to. Here he's had a very successful night, McGrath, throwing the football. So let's see who he looks for. Is he going to throw to a back again?
3rd and 11 in the gun, steps up, and it's intercepted by Jesse Engel. Engel looking to get to the sideline and has some escorts. Caught from behind, but not before he ends up at the Tri-Valley 14. Is that the 4th interception thrown tonight?
4th interception, 15th of the season for the Vikings, and what a turn of events.
That could be the Black Rock Trucks Joe Thur's Automotive uplifting play of the game right there, John. So it'll be 1st and 10 inside that Daywald and Lengel red zone. Things might be heating up for the Vikings in this tie ball game, Billy.
Well, give credit to the Viking trainer. Got the cramps out of Engel's calves there during that quarter break. Gets him back on the field. He makes a big pick.
And they hand him the football. He stood up in the backfield. This time not getting much running room. Jake Scheib in on the stop along with Caden Richards. And it's going to be officially a loss of 3. It'll make it 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, they tried to go outside. It just wasn't there as the Bulldogs have stiffened here. And Jesse looking over to the sidelines. They're going to give him a break here.
Well, I'm kind of enjoying the graphics here on Skook News tonight. Justin's got this all under control. Boy, oh boy, what a picture, and we're close to the field. It's like we're right on top of the game.
And I said, there's nothing better. We can't thank him enough for joining us this year and getting local football to local football fans.
Herb looking to throw, chased out of the pocket, now on the run.
He's got Evans wide open.
There it goes to the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Brady Evans hauls that in. 16 yards in all, and the Vikings get their first lead of the ball game with 10:14 left to go here in the fourth.
Boy, and spot on. And Bill, you called it. I mean, once he started to scramble, he looked up, he saw Evans, and pinpoint pass for the touchdown.
So on to attempt the point after is Colin Rafferty. Well, that don't happen very often. I just saw what happened down there. Snap back, Rafferty's kick is up, and it's good.
I know where the best meatballs get served now.
35-28, Williams Valley out in front, 10:14 left to play, fourth quarter. Back after this on WAVT Pottsville.
Tight end. Blue Mountain misses the extra point. It's the Eagles 40, the Bears 26, fourth period.
Blue Mountain's offense starting to match their defense. 40-26, Blue Mountain out in front. Kick on the ground, grabbed by Lucas Troutman. John, you and everybody on the Williamstown side thought that Troutman had his knee down when he picked that up. But
looked like it was down, but good call by the officials, calling a good game.
43-yard line is where Tri-Valley will start, down 35-28. Let's take a look at another Williams Valley Sunbury Motors Kia drive summary, John.
Last drive took 52 seconds. It took them 56 seconds this time to go 2 plays, total of 14 yards, and a 16-yard touchdown catch by Evans and Rafferty to kick.
Jake Scheib, the ball carrier, quickly wrapped up by Cruz Banda, pickup of 1. Crimson Tide of Pottsville leading Jim Thorpe. That game just about the same spot we are, 28-11. Pottsville out in front. John, I don't know about you, but interesting ball games all over the area tonight.
Absolutely, and that, you know, you get to the end of the season and you get these matchups, Chaz, and you know, you and I have done a lot of games, but you still get those surprises where you just look and go, is that a real score? Anybody who saw this score at halftime probably thought that, and tuning back in, wow, don't ever go to the refrigerator because crazy things happen.
Chaser bounding out to midfield on that run. Jackson Yoder making the stop. Pickup of about 5, makes it 3rd and 3. Give him 6, John.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get hungry for that Grandma's restaurant. I could tell you.
Yeah,
it was Mac and Fish Friday today, John.
Do that shortly here. Wait till this play is over and get you all involved.
So pay attention to the fan book page, the T102 Facebook fan page. That's what I tried to say. Herb stepping through and into the 3rd level, racing his way, slapped by Bryce Herb on the shoe tops. And Herb meet, but this time it's Chase racing down to about the 17. And it's the Daywald and Lingo red zone for the Bulldogs, John.
Wow, 33-yard run for scrimmage from Herb, and it looked at first like he was going to be held up. But while we're doing that, Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game, we put 5 minutes on the clock. Register now at the T102 Facebook fan page for a chance to win. But you got plenty of time to visit the all-new Grandma's Restaurant. Check out Grandma's new menu, but you can always come back to the best in comfort food. Hot turkey, hot roast beef sandwiches daily. Homemade pot pie on Tuesdays or mac and fish Fridays. Grandma's Burgers are homemade every day, too. Open Tuesday through Saturday with pickup and delivery. Just call Grandma at 570-628-5178. Get on that page.
Cam Wetzel, the ball carrier, will clip ahead for 2 to the 15.
I noticed John goes a little southern drawl there when he starts to talk.
Absolutely.
Grandma's restaurant.
It's south of my house. That's why.
Downhill specials, right?
I'll tell you what, they had empanadas on a little while ago at Grandma's. Woo, baby. Was that good eating. So Wetzel again, the ball carrier, trying to get the left side. Jackson Yoder steps in front again. And he might have picked up one to the 14-yard line. Uh-oh, which paper was that? Not one that was important, thank goodness.
No.
Keep hold of things here as Cam Wetzel picks up one. It'll make it 3rd and 6.
Wind's starting to kick up here a little bit.
So if you're Tri-Valley, you think we've got to get this in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Or does
Have
a
to
field
stop
goal
the
or
bleeding.
does a field goal work for you?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Again,
Pick your
we
poison,
don't
right?
know. Yeah, statistically, I don't think either team has kicked a field goal or even attempted one.
McGrath looking to throw, has to get to the outside. Sidearm slings to the back of the end zone and incomplete. That'll bring us to 4th down and 6 from the 14-yard line.
Well, we'll find out right now, Chaz. 14, 21, 31-yard field goal. That's a toughie. Although we did see a 47 from the young man from Marion.
I don't think they're going for the field goal. I think they're going for the gusto.
They're
here.
going. You got to go.
You can get a first down around the, 8.
Mm-hmm.
So here it comes. 4th and 6 from the 14. McGrath under center. Play action, pressure coming. McGrath going to get sacked. The Viking defense answers the bell in a big way as Gage Miller comes up to put the sack on McGrath, and the Vikings will turn Tri-Valley away and take the football back right around the 22-yard line with a 35-28 lead with 6:26 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Does defense win games, Chaz? What an outstanding play by Gage Miller. He didn't give up on it. Throws him for an 8-yard loss and a good starting position for the Vikings now.
Miller wasn't even blocked.
Nope.
Well, the Vikings going to run the football as Engel will make his way ahead for a pickup of 1. And for Tim Savage, you do a steady diet of running the football?
Well, I don't know. The way Engel is running the ball, I certainly wouldn't be against it. But, you look at Bryce Herb in the second half here. Touchdown pass to Herman, touchdown pass to Evans. So anything's pretty much possible right now. 2 touchdown passes to Herman, sorry.
Engel ready. Put Engel in motion as Herb kicks the foot there, but they try and run a counter the other direction, and that one's going nowhere as Logan Williard not going to gain a yard on that. The Bulldog defense stiffening up a little bit. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and you look at it, you try some misdirection, sending somebody out the opposite direction, but I tell you, the Bulldog defense did not bite on that and come up with a big stop.
So 3rd down and 9 here for the Vikings. Clock continuing to roll. 35-28, Williams Valley leading. Herb in the shotgun. Looking to throw, has some time, rolling to his right. Everything covered up. He's going to tuck and run, and he's got the first down. Herb running out of bounds right at the sticks. Picks up the 9 necessary. John, give him 10. Looks like he stepped out a yard past.
Yeah.
That'll be good enough to keep the drive alive.
Boy, this kid is just so smart when it comes to all-around ability. Nothing there, and he made something out of nothing and picks up a huge first down for the Vikings, unofficially their 5th of the game.
Wow, 5 first downs, and they have 35 points on the board.
Yeah, a lot of those short drives, they didn't get any first downs. They just got it into the end zone.
Going to give the Williard again here. Williard going to chip it ahead for a yard. 2nd down and 9.
Bulldog defense knows they have to stop them here, Chaz. You know, getting late in the game, can't afford to give up another touchdown. The Vikings want to run that clock as much as they can now.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point, John. They snapped at that time with 21 ticks still on the play clock, so they had plenty of time to work with there.
Herb going to slow down this time.
Yeah, he's looking around.
Maybe that was one of the reminders coming in from Coach Savage. Hey, waste some time here.
Mm-hmm.
Herb's going to give the football to Engel, stretching it to the left, sheds one tackle, gets out to about the 41-yard line, where he's met by Scheib and Richards, and picks up 7. 3rd down and 2 here for Williams Valley.
Well, big play here now, Chaz. Williams Valley keep this drive going. It's going to take a heck of a lot of time off that clock, especially if they could do it with this running game. Well, I'll tell you, Engel did not have it. And I want to know the person out there who said, you know what may be the difference in this game? Engel running the football rather than catching it. I want to meet that person.
I don't think you heard that anywhere. Engel's coming out of the backfield. Herb going to lean forward. Does he get the first down? See where the spot comes in. Tim Savage saying, I think we got it.
Well, they're pointing.
Jim
Toomey taking a look.
Yeah,
bring it in.
He's going to wave here and say, let's bring those chains across the field.
Yeah, Herb just lost his footing a little bit on the quarterback sneaker. He would have had it easy. He had found a slick spot on the field. So obviously big measurement right here. We had a couple big measurements a few weeks ago when it was the Vikings and the Green Wave, and here comes another one at the 312 mark. Only problem.
Well, you have to bring that up, don't you?
Yeah, well, at least Coop's not on the chains. Everything should be okay.
No, but they're all on their way home from Rotary Field, so they certainly
got it.
Got the first down.
Not even close. That's by maybe even, 3/4 of a yard. That was more than a football length.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Good job by Herb. As you mentioned, Bill, had the presence of mind, even though he slipped a little, to just keep driving. And, wow, you talk about a huge first down.
So the clock will start. Right around 3 minutes left in this one. 35-28. Williams Valley coming all the way back from a 2-touchdown deficit at halftime.
Yeah, and let's be honest, not playing well.
Up to 17 yards in the first half.
I mean, this incredible turn, but not surprising. This Williams Valley team has proved always what they can do as far as putting up points.
Engel trying to get out of the backfield, not going to do so this time. Stacked up there by a bunch of Bulldogs. And old Coop just sent me a text, Bill. I told you he was listening. It's not broadcast quality either. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. 2:39 left to play, fourth quarter. It's Williams Valley 35, Tri-Valley 28. Back after this on T102 Sports. There you have it. Blue Mountain leading
I'll tell you.
Mono area, but the Bears putting a fight up.
Yeah, and they were snake bitten early. Blue Mountain lost a lot of close games, but they got it together this week.
I'll tell you what, you got to give Mono area some credit. I know there's no such thing as a moral win, as here comes Logan Williard out to the 49-yard line for the Vikings. Picks up about 5, another timeout, but Mono area scoring some points against the Blue Mountain defense that came into that one, what, Bill? 10 quarters.
Yeah.
They didn't give up a touchdown.
Yeah, 10 quarters of 0 points. The Eagles had back-to-back shutouts against Tamaqua and Lehigh. Didn't give up any points in the second half and a loss to Pine Grove. But, hey, we saw that Bear offense last week, and they get after you up front. And Terry running that split-back veer game, he's tough to handle. And somehow, as we talked about weeks ago, the Bulldogs shut him down. But, wow, the Vikings found the answer to crack that Bulldog defense in this second half, didn't they?
God, they sure did. And I'll tell you, it's precision. I mean, when you look at Bryce Herb's numbers, you're going to look and go, well, I didn't have the greatest percentage tonight or whatever, but in this second half, these 3 touchdown passes have certainly changed the nature of this ball game.
So 35-28 out of the Tri-Valley timeout. 3rd down and about 4 here for Williams Valley. 2:31 remaining in the game here in this 4th quarter. The give to Engel, and he's not going to get the first down.
He's pushing.
Still running the scrum, but let's see where they spot the football. That's going to be the question. Tri-Valley going to use another timeout. We'll join them. 2:19 left to play, 4th quarter. Williams Valley 35, Tri-Valley 28. They're leaving it on the field here tonight. Back after this on T102 Sports. Bulldogs use their final timeout. The Vikings with a 4th and 1. Congratulations to Rich Zula, our Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game tonight. Herb going to move forward, Pyle pushing forward. That's going to be enough for the first down, and the Vikings feeling they're salting this one away, John.
Well, I'll tell you, he challenged his offensive line, and they blew people off the ball.
Wow, up front right there, the center and the 2 guards just got at it. They dug those cleats in the ground, and they pushed people. That was a heck of a surge inside.
That's exciting to see. Big time in a ball game, and your offensive line just comes to life and gets that big first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Williams Valley at the Tri-Valley 45-yard line. Herb, long count, and we'll take a knee.
What a comeback this has been, Chaz. Tri-Valley cannot stop the clock. Well, anybody who decided to go somewhere else at half with 21-7, when you pick up the paper tomorrow, you're going to be very shocked. But these Vikings have proved they're way, way up. They came into the game ranked 6th, and they certainly proved that here tonight as they'll take another knee.
Herb out from underneath. We'll take the knee. And that should do it. We'll see how long they linger to spot this football. Well, they put it down with 50 seconds, so they got to snap it one more time. So 35-28. Williams Valley comes rolling out in this second half and comes away with a victory against Tri-Valley. Boy, could this be setting up what this District 11 single A race is going to be all about here after next week. Back with the MI Windows and Doors postgame show. Right after this, the final score. Williams Valley 35, Tri-Valley 28. You heard it right here on T102 Sports. MI Windows and Doors, the clear choice, because there's a lot goes on behind MI's windows, and Williams Valley comes storming back in the final 24 minutes to beat Tri-Valley tonight 35-28. My goodness gracious, the Vikings had a rough start to this ball game. The first 24 minutes only could muster 17 total yards of offense. In that second half, a light switch thrown, and Jesse Engel goes to the backfield, and Vikings find an intermediate passing game and use that to set up the long ball, and for Tri-Valley, their first defeat of the season this evening here between the Pines. But I got a feeling this game could have the opportunity to be played again somewhere down the line. We'll see how the district rankings shake up tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning, John, you're going to join me on Sports Saturday.
Yes.
We're going to talk to a guy
Big
that could
recap.
be in the postseason. Ed Moran from the Shenandoah Valley Blue Devils after they pick up their first win Tuesday. But right now, Bill Tidmore is caught up with Tim Savage. And let's hear what Tim has to say after tonight's ball game. Bill?
All right, Chaz, thanks a lot. So where do we start on this one, Coach? I mean, first half, can't get anything going offensively. No first downs. Ever happened to you before in your career with a half of 0 first downs?
Yeah, no, that's not even been close to happening since I've been here. And at halftime, I sent an assistant down to the local grocery store to get bags. Like, we just put bags on our heads. It's a disgrace. It was so bad. We did nothing right. They were challenged. It was a very energetic halftime. And guys came out. Jesse balled it out. Bryce, 2 different halves. He started connecting with everybody. He actually threw the ball better under duress than he did when he had good protection. Couldn't be prouder of him. He's got the record. We just beat the number 9 team in the state, and we played a half of football to beat him.
Now, I know you've been looking for the running back, right, throughout the number of weeks. Has Jesse Engel been working at running back, or did he start taking some handoffs there at halftime?
See, it's almost like outthinking yourself, because if they're going to put their best player, Chase Herb, and flex him out with Jesse, you'd like to just pound the ball right at him with their best player in no man's land. And I kind of was thinking, well, Jesse goes in the backfield. There's going to be 9 guys in the box. It's going to be tough sledding. But, the line answered the call. Jesse answered the call. That formation's been in since camp. And we broke it out tonight, and it was a great spark, and it's a big win for our program.
Herman made some great plays, got open. As you said, the passing game comes to life also in the second half.
It does. And that was the nice thing to see, is when Jesse went back there, it was strictly straight man, never a safety. If we protect enough to get a double moves, we're going to be open. We're going to get behind him, and we did. We got behind him quite often in the second half.
And the defense played so much better in the second half, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did an entire game good job on Chase Herb. There was just some things in the secondary. We're not playing well back there at times, but Chase ran his heart out, and I think for the most part, we bottled him up and made it tough for him.
Yeah, he did have to get tough yards. Now, he didn't have the big, he had that one run there late in the fourth quarter. It wasn't a big, long one, though, like he's had in his first few games this year.
Yeah, and the thing is this is only their 4th game of the year, and of course, we've had a shortened season, too. Anyone that was here can see the physicality in this game that's not present in the prior games that we played. This is a natural, just through geographic reasons, just right over the valley. We're very close, both communities, but it's very much a lot of pride in allowing you to play football, and it's a very hateful game, and it was very, very physical. And both guys, Chase is getting up slow, Jesse's getting up slow. It was a knockout fight tonight.
With moving Jesse into the backfield, that made Chase have to work a lot harder defensively, too, and that may have taken a toll late in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And then another thing that was a benefit of that is then Logan Williard is one of our best defensive players. He's not playing any offense anymore, so he got that pick. He knew what to do with it. He almost scored on it. He made some nice plays in the second, so it's kind of, he's got a little bit of a rest. And another thing, too, is we put in Band of Cruz at Cruz Band at center, so then Jackson Yoder, our starting center, is our fullback. So now in the backfield, you got, just around 400 pounds of athlete. Like, Jackson can run, and it was nice. He's a hammer, and Jesse's behind him and running tough, and I think physically those 2 backs, through Jackson blocking and Jesse carrying the ball, they just kind of tired out their defense.
Great game, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much for covering us.
All right, guys, there it is. Coach Savage, he said it was a spirited halftime. We could only imagine, right?
Well, just as long as you're not coming back with a bag, we'll be back with more on the MI Windows and Doors post-game show tonight. Final score, Williams Valley 35, Tri-Valley 28. Back after this on T102 Sports.
to you through local high school football.
Back here on the MI Windows and Doors post-game show, the clear choice. There's a lot goes on behind MI's windows. And I don't know about you fellas, but that was one heck of a ball game here tonight.
Wow. I mean, it had everything, Chaz. It absolutely had everything. I mean, you go in at halftime and you're looking going, oh, my goodness. There was such a lull here at Williams Valley, which is always so alive and up. And when they came flying out of that locker room, Chaz, you just knew things were going to change. But it was a dominant second half by these Vikings who had been dominated in the first half and lived up to everything we thought it was going to be, Chaz.
Indeed. And, you know, when you take a look at what the Vikings did, and, boy, Tim Savage summed it up so succinctly when he said the reason we put Jesse in the backfield was to get away from that one-on-one matchup between he and Chase Herb and kind of allow the options to open up all over the place, Bill.
It's really a brilliant coaching move when you think about it because, again, you know, we talked about who would have thought that Williams Valley would come through the entire first half without a first down. And who would have thought that Jesse Engel gets moved to tailback in the second half and changes the total complexity of this game because now the Vikings are running the ball. I mean, it clicked right away. He put the fullback, a lineman in at fullback, and he just started pounding the rock a little bit. And then all of a sudden the passing game started to open up too, and Herb, the quarterback, settled down for Williams Valley, and Herman was getting open. They were running good routes, and they had man coverage because now the Bulldogs are got to step up and try to crowd the line of scrimmage and control Jesse Engel, who maybe rushed for 100 yards in the third quarter. I know he was close, just in a quarter. So
we'll find out.
Yeah, just a great, you know, I know the big numbers are coming up, but just a great coaching move by Savage. And I don't know where he got the bags at halftime, but I'm sure he's, you know, going to keep them if he ever needs them again. But he said, you know, totally unsatisfactory the first half. That's never, ever happened here. And I'm willing to believe it will not happen again.
Well, Bryce Herb breaking the passing yardage mark tonight here against Tri-Valley, continuing to add to his touchdown pass category. But, boy, JP, you got to think it's special when the record was previously held by your dad, and now you're walking in the door tonight going, you thought you were good, huh?
I hope you saw that. If not, you got to watch the replay, baby. 4,531 yards in his career, but this one takes your breath away when you see the changes that were made, and you got to give it to Tim Savage. You heard him talking about what he and his coaching staff saw in the first half and thought we could take advantage of this, and they certainly did with a great coaching move. Let's not take away from anything on the coaching side of it by Tim saying we're going to do this. We're going to take probably one of the best receivers the area's had in a long time, going to put him in at running back. Come on, man, this is what it's all about.
It's interesting that how definitive this game is in the outcome of small school football. Really, that's single A football. You're finding your best athlete, and it took you 6 weeks to say, hey, 6.5 games to say, put him back there and just let him run.
Absolutely, and they saw what he could do, and we did too in the open field when he'd catch a ball. This was outstanding tonight. Bill was talking about some of the runs, but my goodness, in the second half alone, he had a 30-yard run and a 28-yard run. Of course, one of those for a touchdown. I mean, he just came out and exploded in the second half.
And as good as Williams Valley was in the second half, that's how good Tri-Valley was in the first half, right? I mean, the Bulldogs, we're thinking that they're one play away in that first half from breaking this thing wide open, right? They're one play away from making this a 3-touchdown Bulldog lead in the first half. And somehow the Vikings are able to hold on, go in at halftime, as we said, with no first downs, 17 yards of offense. Their biggest play is a kickoff return by Williard down inside the 10-yard line. And Tri-Valley's looking like they're going to run away with this thing. And then, like I said, As Benny said at halftime, remind your guys up in the booth that there's 2 halves to every football game. And boy, wasn't this the story?
Well, we knew that
throughout-
because we get paid by the half.
No, I know, and we've had a lot of halves in our days too. So.
But yeah, this is exciting football, and that's what we come to see in the co-region, where 2 local teams get it. You hear Tim talk about it. I'm sure Jeff talks about it in the same way. There's no love lost between these 2 goal lines when they go out there after the game, before the game. Everybody's, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. And then all of a sudden you're ripping the other guy's tonsils out, because this is it during a season between these 2 great ball clubs.
I don't know about you guys, but I am excited once this district. I know Coach Savage was pretty outspoken about not wanting to see a district tournament. But, boy, I don't know about you guys, but between Williams Valley, Tri-Valley, Nativity, and Monterey area, that may be the best football we've seen in years, competitive-wise.
Well, let me ask you a question. If there was not a district tournament, would this game have even been played tonight, or would the District 11 winner already been sent into the quote-unquote state tournament?
Well, I mean, that's where the question mark comes in. It was supposed to be after last week would have been it.
Right.
And you would have done it on ratings points. And to be honest with you, after last week, Williams Valley wouldn't have been playing in a state tournament game.
The Bulldogs would have been the team moving on. And I'll tell you, we're going to really enjoy, Class A and beyond. The district tournament is going to be outstanding because, let's face it, there goes Nativity tonight down to Schuylkill Haven and blast Schuylkill Haven. And Williams Valley had to do everything within their power to win that game last week, 22-7 down at Schuylkill Haven, when Williard makes some big plays late in the game inside the Vikings' 10-yard line to turn the Hurricanes away twice. So Nativity seems to be right in the ship. Now, they got a tough one coming up next week with Jim Thorpe. And, of course, having to play a couple big schools during the course of 8 games and then into the District 11 playoff field. So I'll pay to get into those games.
I'll take the under on that.
Speaking of getting paid, John, let's talk about our Joe Thurs Automotive Black Rock Trucks uplifting play of the game. Have you ever dreamed big about getting the full experience with your car, truck, or SUV? Well, your dreams are now reality, as Joe Thurs Automotive and Black Rock Trucks and Equipment can handle your repairs, customization, luxury features, all under one roof. From roof to rubber and bumper to bumper. No job is too big or too small. Make your way to 109 Fireman's Road in Frackville. JP, what's your Joe Thurs Automotive Black Rock Trucks uplifting play of the game?
Well, with all the offense that was in this game tonight, I wrote it down when it happened thinking this could be the uplifting play of the game. It was Gage Miller with a sack, 6:26 left to go in the fourth quarter after Tri-Valley got down to the 14-yard line, and Gage Miller came up with an outstanding play and tackle to stop that drive, threw him for a loss, and from that point on, Williams Valley ran the clock out.
Well, now let's talk about flexibility, because there was a lot of flexibility that went on. I don't know if you just say the flexible play of the game was the decision in the locker room to move your best receiver to running back, but there's got to be a play that stands out, and life's about motion, so orthopedic injuries are just a part of life. Phoenix Physical Therapy helps you rise to new heights after an injury by creating a program focused on you. With direct access, you can easily schedule an appointment at one of their convenient clinic locations in Pottsville, Origsburg, Frackville, Pine Grove, or Gratz. At Phoenix, you can recover, recharge, and rise. Visit PhoenixPhysicalTherapy.com to schedule your physical therapy visits.
Well, I got to go with Bryce Herb. 10 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the fourth period. He is scrambling. Bill talked about it later, how there were people running around in the end zone for a long time, wide open. Bryce Herb, under terrific duress, was able to scramble. He's here, there. He's everywhere, dodging this, dodging that. Boom, throws a strike to Evans in the end zone, ends up being the winning touchdown. You can't get much more flexibility than running away from that very, very tough Bulldog defense on that particular play. So Bryce Herb gets the flexible play of the game.
Well, I guess we'll roll out that big toolbox of yours, JP. Busy night on the gridiron tonight, so let's find out who turned the wrenches and was torqued up with our final numbers, because, JP, they're not just tools. They're Mac tools.
They're Mac tools, and boy, I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs had the big Mac tool going in that first half, and they drove it up the middle as often as humanly possible. Came out with that big lead, but everything turned in the second half as the Vikings come back. But let's look at numbers for Tri-Valley rushing the football. Herb, 23 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Scheib, 9 carries for 60 yards. Wetzel, 5 carries for 11. McGrath, 8 carries for 9 yards. Total of 45 carries for 187 yards. McGrath ended up 9 for 18, 219 yards, threw 2 touchdown passes. Both of those going to Herb. He had 2 catches for 75 yards for those 2 touchdowns. Bolts, 1 for 7. Yoder, 3 for 50. Richards, 2 for 42. Wetzel, 1 for 45. Touchdown-wise, Herb had 1 running, 2 catching the football. McGrath had the other on a dive. For the winning Williams Valley Vikings, again, just an incredible turn in that second half. But looking at rushing, Wolfgang, 2 for 5 yards. Willard, 5 for 12 yards. Achenbach, 3 for 2 yards. Herb, 4 for 15 yards. And listen to this number. Jesse Engel, 13 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown, all coming in the second half. Total of 27 carries for 134 yards on the ground. Bryce Herb, 5 for 19, 95 yards, but 3 touchdown passes. Evans, 1 catch for 16 yards and a touchdown. Herman on the evening, 4 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. So just an incredible turn of events in the second half. Bill mentioned it unofficially. The Vikings had 17 total yards in the first half, and they end up with 230 in the game. So as much as the Bulldogs were dominating in the first half, the Vikings were just as dominating in the second half, and they come away with a big win and push it to 6-1.
Well, it's time to talk about our players of the game tonight. And, John, let's start with our Aaron Sales and Lee's defensive player of the game. And Aaron's the big score gets you started. This player prevented a big score tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, we talked about it. Jake Herman with that big interception in the ball game coming out of his defensive back position for Williams Valley. Defensive player of the game, Jake Herman.
Well, Bill, you were closer to the action than we were, and you had the opportunity to watch what was going on in the trenches here this evening. And Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is your first call when your credit has you on the sideline. They are Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership. Who'd you like in the trenches tonight, Billy?
Well, I tell you, going down the fourth quarter, it was anybody's ball game, right? I mean, it really, really was. A lot of great play up front with both offensive lines and defensive lines, and then Coach Savage makes the move, and he puts a lineman in at fullback. So does that still count as a lineman when you're going back to fullback? But a lot of people could have walked away with the Savage 61 lineman of the game. But I really like the job that Kobe Bettinger did inside for the Vikings. First of all, when you're playing down tackle and you're wearing a 30 number, right? So I want to be a running back coach, but you know what? I'll play defensive tackle. And I thought the Vikings did a good job of controlling Herb, running the football. He really had to work for his yards tonight, especially in the second half. So I'm picking out of the hat, and I'm saying Kobe Bettinger was the guy that did a great job inside for the Vikings. So he's my 61, Savage 61 lineman of the game.
Well, John, our TB Landscaping player of the game, just like TB Landscaping turns your property into the all-star in your neighborhood, this player brought their A game tonight. Who'd you like?
What a guy. Got to tell you, community game, talking about Jesse Engel catching the football big change made at the half. And anybody out there, again, who was guessing that Engel would make the most noise out of a running back position, I want to meet you. I'll buy your first Gears iced tea. But the TB Landscaping Player of the Game, Jesse Engel, out of that position as a running back in the entire second half for Williams Valley. Highlights, 13 carries, 100 yards. When the Vikings needed him most, he was able to pick up that yardage on some big runs, and it really did change the whole tenor of the ball game.
And that big interception as well for Engel tonight that turned Tri-Valley away and gave the Vikings the opportunity to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, and looking back, it's almost odd because I said I thought turnovers would be the difference in the game. Those 4 turnovers certainly changed the complexion, but especially that last one, which kind of drove the nail into it.
Well, next Friday night right now, we're scheduled to be at Rotary Field for the Batlin Miners and Hurricanes, but the sports department's been known to make some switches. We'll wait and see where that comes, but that could be an interesting setup for seeding for Class 2A football, depending on the outcome of that ball game.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's Schuylkill Haven and Myersville. They go at each other pretty hard, just like Tri-Valley and Williams Valley went at it here tonight. So, obviously we're looking at that game, and we're also looking at Pine Grove and Tamaqua. That's another big game, and that's in 3A, I believe, right? So the Cardinals could find themselves with the playoff spot on the horizon if they could get that win next week.
And if we can change the sideline reporter live with us, we can change almost anything.
We can change the
I'll tell
world.
you what, I am glad you came out of retirement or semi-retirement.
It was good to have you back.
Well, listen, I enjoyed myself tonight.
Try to carry some equipment.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy myself that much. No, I had a great time and great people out here, as evidenced by the fact that I've never gone to a game with Chaz anywhere, and we've had so much food, we have leftover food. So that's never, ever happened
No,
either. So.
they're great people out here. I said it before, say it again.
Yeah.
Barracks what?
What's that?
Barracks what? They ought to be on.
Oh, they
they're
should
on
be.
Call again.
I don't know where the barracks guy. He was supposed to be my security detail all night, Trooper Flail with the Pennsylvania State Police Department, and we're here alone, and we got to make our way out of here by ourselves. So I don't know what happened to Squad 51. Where are you? But it's nowhere here under the lights in Williamstown.
Well, we got to thank Justin and Scoop News. You can catch the replay on Scoop News in a few moments from now.
And do you think the Herb family is going to be watching the replay with the boys setting some passing records tonight?
Yeah. Hey, take a look at this.
Yeah, look at this one, Dad. This is where I clipped you.
I love it.
We're going to sit and watch this twice. Anyway, we got to thank Mark Michaels back there at Chaos Central, manning the fort. Former broadcast partner. Oh, Ben Anchef, too. We got to thank Benny.
Especially for his advice at halftime.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, the man has always had legendary words to say. I mean, I saw another legend out here earlier, Randy Russell Average, and I mentioned to him, listen, I mean, Benny's going to have to step up his game. And he said, don't worry, come playoff time, he'll have it rolling out here.
All right.
And a couple of minutes later, Benny comes out with the most wisdom of the evening.
Really? Of course, Benny knows that he has to reacquaint me with Ulysses S. Grant. But we're going to leave it at that. The final score tonight, Williams Valley 35, Tri-Valley 28. And you heard it all right here on T102 Sports.